get this set up. Yeah, Rekieta says he's gonna stream, and someone on Kiwi Farms asked me to restream it. Like legit, real talk. He's like, "Do it." So I'm just like, okay. I don't think I'll stick around and commentate because it was boring as sin. I'm not, man. I was bored to tears when I was watching him the other night. So this is let's see. Okay. So we're gonna I just get this set up. Hmm. Yeah, I might start recovering Arcada more frequently because it kind of feels as if hmm, it kind of feels as if I probably should do so a lot more often. It just feel okay on it. Okay, got that set up. Okay, yeah, I guess I could show off the chat while we're waiting for him to. Okay, so this is his chat. Uh, lol, lol. Wait, can you read that? Maybe should I make the chat bigger? I guess I could. Here. Okay. He lives. Yeah, so there's like five whole people in this fucking chat. Like that's so insane to me. One of the biggest, most successful YouTube streamers of all time, and he has five people in his little chat. Hose, another win for the toe. Yeah, so he's like, I think what he's doing is spurging out about Aaron. And I haven't been following along with the Aaron thing because I don't really give a shit. Like Aaron's a nobody. Nobody wants to talk about him. Nobody cares about him. He's a piece of shit. Aaron sucks. But it's like the best thing that's ever happened to Aaron is the Rekieta thing. Like he was fucking around with a billionaire and he just leached off of him for a good long while. It's embarrassing. It's just unbelievable how it's just unbelievable how both of these people are such failures. And like Nick is such a fuck up that he somehow made Aaron Imholt, who is one of the biggest failures on the face of the planet Earth, someone who couldn't make it even in AM radio. Like we are supposed to believe Nick could not get a W over this guy. Like that's like Aaron Imholt, like an absolute scum of human being. Like Rekieta somehow stole this guy's wife and turned it into an owl. Like if that tells you anything about Nick and about what he's been doing lately, it's just oh man, it's incredible. And he's still seething. He's still seething. So like okay, so according to Kiwi Farms, like Aaron is now vacationing for 8 days. Hope he has fun. He'll have to tell me what jail is like since I was too retarded to get in. Oh, hang on, that's the image on this locals page. So wearing orange in honor of oppressed by tyranny, Aaron. Hope he has fun. So wait. So Nick is gonna go on stream, regularly, and tell people that like the government is corrupt, the government fucked me over, the government like did all these terrible things to me personally, and yet he's gonna turn around and celebrate someone else getting fucked. You know, even if you believed that the government was behind like all of Rekieta's problems, they are not. Like the double standard is very palpable. Like, why is he not defending his gay lover? You know, the man whose juices he consumed. Like, what? Why are we not talking about that situation? Like for me, it just feels like Nick is a dirty hypocrite. Always has been. Let's see. Like he doesn't give a fuck. Hang on, maybe I should turn this off. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, he hasn't started live streaming yet, for the record. Anybody who's watching this. So we're just waiting for him to go live. Yeah, I think I'm gonna crack open some Arizona green tea. Oh. Hmm. Incarceration Day. Wearing orange in honor of oppressed by tyranny, Aaron. What the hell does that mean? Hang on, I guess we could check this, and I think we could have a stream in a bit. I think you could. I think it's a damn good idea. You're such a tease. Yes. Cool. Whatever floats your boat. I happen to be around. I want to see your take on the Kelly Fitzsimmons case in Massachusetts. Wait a minute. You're telling me that there are still people who unironically like go to Rekieta for legal coverage? That's silly. That is very unfortunate. Yeah, and he's like clowning it. Like, when does he ever cover actual legal situations? It's always just. Yeah, I guess we'll just keep it on the chat. Yeah, five fucking people in the chat. I mean, this is before he goes live, so he was kind of vague about like when exactly he was gonna go live, but that was like an hour ago. It could be a while. Like, I think he's definitely gonna go live because he's gonna want to clown on Aaron. So I don't know. I've never known him to like hint that he was going to stream and then like not show up. Especially for like something like this where he's just join just to dislike. Dislike what? Like me covering Rekieta, one of the biggest lolcows in history. You know, one of the biggest pieces of shit on the platform. You know, the most disgusting human being. Like the man for Tango wishes he could be. Like, oh, I think porn shouldn't be banned. Yeah, yeah, sure, fucker. Okay. So yeah, for me personally, I haven't watched Rekieta in a long while. I actually watched a ton of Alyssa clips for the first time in like forever. I don't know if she hasn't been covering. Rekieta lately, or if it's like it's just not me not paying attention. But like I watched a couple of her clips covering his life. Wasn't he like coming after her though, threatening her, like about like using his clips? I don't know what the deal is with that, but like that's the last time I saw Alyssa. I was told that she wasn't gonna do it anymore. But I don't know. But anyway, she re-uploaded like some clips, and I was watching some of the stuff I didn't get to react to last night. I was playing Fatal Frame 4, and I beat it, and like the credits were rolling when I realized that Rekieta was streaming, and I kind of dropped everything to go to react to it. I kind of regret doing that honestly, because the ending of Fatal Frame 4 is Kino, but yeah, I watched like a good chunk of the stream, and it's like, first of all, it's really boring. Because it's like it's kind of shocking how little Rekieta has changed or evolved over like the past 6 years. Because this is the same issue I had with him. When I stopped like enjoying his live streams, is that he doesn't stay on topic. He doesn't talk about anything interesting. He's not fun to watch. He's not funny. He's not engaging. He doesn't like. He's just a douchebag. And this live stream was kind of like the live stream I watched was kind of a reflection of that, where he's just sitting there like he's complaining about Judge Fisher, calling her incompetent, hating on her, like, oh man, she signed my warrant and now she's discharged. Didn't I tell you that dishonorably discharged? Didn't I tell you she was corrupt and that's why she signed my warrant? He's like bitching about this person in the legal system who inconvenienced him basically. And then he like shifted gears and started complaining about Kurt for like what felt like a couple of hours. Kiwi Farm said like he was bitching about Kurt for like 5 hours, and like I can't even play video games that long. So it's like that's weird to me that he would sit there and complain about another law tuber for that long. It's like, bro, you're in law tube, you're all failures, you all failed in your field. Like you're scum. Like more people in here than locals. Yeah, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Wow. Okay. Well, at least like yeah, I feel like nobody else on Kiwi Farms is paying him on locals because I haven't seen anybody else like try and restream him. He came after me once and threatened me, and nothing ever came of that. If my channel gets taken down, I don't know. It was him. Like just to clarify, I don't care. Because I have like other platforms. Support my Patreon, buy my books. Yeah, please support my lifestyle, please. But yeah, Rekieta is just like, yeah, he is obsessed with this idea of like presenting himself as like the big dog in LawTube, even though he doesn't know anything about it. He's been surpassed a long time ago by people who do what he does better. For me though, like the main draw for me was that like fighting someone who was based and red pilled, talking about the womans and like all the things they do, but like talking about like I don't know all these like things you're not supposed to talk about, like but yeah, eventually it's like he just became a clown, like everything. I don't know, man. It's frustrating. And again, like there are just so many people like this in the sphere. I say this a lot, but considering like this is the only stream Kiwi Farms will ever watch, I think pretty much every right wing grifter is exactly like Rekieta. I think Grums is like this. I think Stuttering Craig the Snake is like this. I think like Hershey the VTuber uh, man is like this. I think Pippa is like this. Like I met Mr. Medicare. Like they all have no real convictions and no real idea like how to improve society. They just want your money, and they just want to complain about things with no real like effort put in. I think Rekieta, more than any of these people, absolutely had a shot at like influencing people and making major changes the way that like Charlie Kirk did, and like things like that, and he just didn't do it. He had like this huge channel, and he just completely threw it all away for cocaine, basically. Is Legal Eagle more credible than Rekieta? Like Legal Eagle is just the left wing Rekieta. It's the same thing. Like it's the same problem. Like YouTubers who like legal YouTubers are just YouTubers. They don't practice the law. They're just there to like kind of pander to like people's retarded political takes. Like it's not if it's not in a courtroom, like it doesn't matter. So don't acknowledge it or respect it at all. And I've said this several times before. Don't trust LawTube. Don't take anything they say seriously. I've been talking a lot about how that who was it? Like there's someone in the community who's constantly like pro Pow World, hyping up like Pocket Pair, like, oh, Nintendo can't possibly win. Like he has no idea what he's talking about. Like Nintendo's gonna win that lawsuit. Uh, yeah, if Rekieta strikes me down, I will simply become more powerful than he could possibly imagine. Um, like there's really nothing he can do. Cause like, I don't need the channel to call Rekieta a fucking faggot. I can do that for free, Like I'm not really getting paid to do this. I'm paying money so I control him. Like Rekieta, like I don't need the YouTube channel. So Rekieta is he's wasting his time if he tries to do that. Ace Attorney is more accurate with law. Yeah, absolutely. Because they actually go out to go to court. Like it's based on like legit concepts. Direct link to his booking. Oh, hang on. Is this interesting? Yeah, Aaron Imholt. Okay. Imhold. Okay. Imholt Aaron, 38 years old. GSA number, address. He doesn't have a fucking address. A booking date, arrest. So what was Aaron? Okay. So charge information. Controlling agency, Stearns County Jail. Charge level G, non-consensual. Sensual. Okay, for the sexual images. Okay. Intentionally disseminate image without consent. So he spread images of Kayla, who he was fucking, if I'm remembering correctly. So that's what he got eventually got booked for. Man, this drama feels like it's been going on forever. It feels as if like this has been really drawn out. Like when did the fallout happen? Like last year? Like early last year? When was the hot tub stream? Was like I want to say it was like 2023. And then we had the crash out, and then we had like April leaving Aaron, and like April's apparently left for Cada now too. I'm told. I don't know. I don't know how true that is. Like I have not been following along with any of this because like it's just been like so boring, and like Nick isn't fun to watch. So it's just been his community is just not that active. You can look at his Kiwi Farms thread, and it's nowhere near as quick as it used to be because there's just nothing to talk about. Like Rekieta's kind of peaked in his degeneracy. He has nowhere to go. Like the reason he's streaming now, right now, I think, is because his wife and kids are out of town. And I don't know. That seems like a red flag to me. But the wife took the kids, and I'm all alone. Better stream complaining about my gay lover. Like, come on. Hmm. Mhm. Uh, eh. In a little over a year, you've had a nice redemption arc, and your enemies are facing the consequences of their actions. What's happened to me? I've been here longer than any of these people. Like, like, what has happened to me? And like, what redemption arc? Like, what the hell has he done? Like, what the hell is Rekieta done? Like, redemption arc? Like, oh man, I totally got my kids back after feeding them cocaine. That's not a redemption. You still try to pretend that didn't fucking happen. That they somehow like I don't know falsified a drug test. Mm, mm. Yeah, so like there are still Rekieta cocksuckers out there, and I don't really understand like who these people are exactly because like Rekieta's a joke. His career is like more commonly well known now. You know, people are turning against the whole porn thing and like his libertarian mindset. You know, he's alienated his conservative audience. Like, you know, the anime people don't like him because you know he's not really a fan. Like, what exactly is the audience for this? Is what I want to know. Like, why does he still have people on his locals page? Like five people is way too many in my opinion. Like that's like it should be like zero. Like even I shouldn't be like it's just like I won't be satisfied until Nick Rekieta is streaming to like zero people. Like and he's just sitting there with like you know coked out of his mind. Like there's something wrong with my YouTube counter, guys. Oh like where's my super chats? Like he starts turning into Dark Side Phil. Like okay, holy fucking shit, four people. There are four people in the chat. We lost somebody. Long live our fallen soldier. Like he died waiting for Rekieta to go live. Let us salute this individual and he's still not live. No, no. He said he was gonna go live an hour and a half ago. I thought I was gonna be late. I thought he would already be streaming when I went live. But no, he's not. He's just taking his time. I don't know. Like I don't know. I've seen him stream around like 3 p.m. before, so I don't know. We'll see. But I don't understand. Like when I say I'm gonna fire up a stream, I do it in like a couple of minutes. Like you can see like my Kiwi Farms post where I'm just like on it, and then like I fired it up. No, actually, it was already live when I posted that. You know, I don't announce I'm doing a stream until. Oh, by the way, Kiwi Farms doesn't know this, but like Rekieta Law has blocked me on Twitter. Yeah, Rekieta Law has blocked you. You can view public posts from Rekieta Law. Okay, okay. I guess we can look at his tweets for a bit. Pornography enjoys full First Amendment protection. Facts. The jurisprudence on porn is firm. Yeah, like the nose is really showing itself there. What stint in jail? We sounds like a fucking dork. Go live, go live your own life. You have no real interest in mine. Rakita, you've already been to jail. Like, what do you mean what stint in jail? You got arrested. Like, what are you talking about? What stint in jail? You've been there already, but okay. Okay, yeah, announcements. That's a story. 180, okay, 183 days since my last drink. Much longer since my last drugs. Things are falling into place. I don't know if I believe that. Like, we saw him like last night, and I instantly said that like he's showing like signs of cocaine usage again because he seems kind of erratic and he seems kind of like bouncing all over the place. I don't hang on. Like, because can we like I think most people agree with me on this is that like he's doing something. Celeste must have threatened to cut his allowance off. Yeah, I've heard speculation about that, but I don't know how true that is. Fuck, my parents weren't even giving me an allowance when I was like 10, and I was doing all this shit for them. Like I can't like I can't imagine being babied by your parents in your 40s. Yeah, like I am. I don't believe he's clean. Like there's just no way. There's no way he's getting this stuff. He's getting stuff like somehow. Yeah, Charlie Kirk. Yeah, so he's been. Yeah, imagine if Rekieta was still relevant when Charlie Kirk got assassinated. Like him, like he could have helped Charlie Kirk become more like imagine if they like actually worked in conjunction and actually like expanded the reach and actually did something. Charlie Kirk was doing so much that they killed him for it, while Rekieta is languishing in his house like on cocaine. Like it's like man, like it really needs to be said that like the problem we're having politically, actually culturally in general, is it's entirely due to the incompetence of like the vast majority of everyone, from like political leaders to teachers to business managers. Like they're all just complete trash. They don't really think about anything they're doing. They're uh they're really kind of pissing people off. I don't know. We really need to start demanding more from these people. I know people are like in the early stages of demanding more from politicians. Especially with cutting support to Israel and stuff like that, which probably should be a number one priority. But um, like we're seeing more and more that I don't know. Like it's weird seeing how like the upper classes operate and how little they actually do, and how they genuinely think they're like hot shit because like, oh, I have money. Like nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like I do think that's like the main thing that needs to change. That we need to stop like seeing money as like a status symbol. Like you have it because someone freely gave it to you. Like it doesn't have anything to do with your skill set or how smart you are or how much you work. Like you were just given that money by someone else. That's just the reality of it. Like you haven't done shit. So all right. Is the Pope Catholic? No. I love how that's a legit like question at this point. It's not just a meme. You're such a tease. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. There's nothing I can do until he actually goes live. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Dropping in pretty antisocial podcast. Oh, So he's not even.
Shit.
Yeah, I think it's current.
Hello.
Hello.
It's incarceration day.
I know. Is that an orange? Have very nice. You look festive too. It's very Halloweeny.
Thank you.
Yes.
I wrote a song.
Yeah.
Today's incarceration day. Aaron M. Holt's gonna learn to be gay. That's it. That's all as far as I got.
I'm going to jail for revenge porn, motherfucker.
What a fucking dummy.
I've been I've been refreshing the page because I was hoping to get the mugshot pretty early, but nothing up yet. He is in there, and
He's
he
on the roster.
it says 11:27, but I was listening earlier, and he was talking about the kids being downstairs, fell asleep on the couch. SP supposedly was texting him, telling him to be quiet. He was being too loud, and like right before he left, I had heard it in passing, and he said something like, everybody's awake now, so I'm going to go ahead and go. How did that happen? Do you think they didn't come get him? Did they? They wouldn't have come gotten him. They would have just
No.
let him turn himself in.
He had a reporting time. I believe his
Yeah.
reporting time was 11 a.m. And
Oh, okay.
and so you show up on your own. If you don't show up, then they would issue a warrant, nationwide warrant to bring you in.
Okay,
But
well that makes sense because I had seen that he had until 3 p.m.
Oh, I guess I could bring
Central
up
to do
keep the
that, but if
locals
they've
chat
given
up.
him a specific time, that makes
You're
sense.
interested in
That's
that.
about enough time to be processed, I guess.
I thought I had seen that, but maybe I might be misunderstanding. But to me, like all the requests were for 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. seemed like it was going to be the time that he wanted to go in. I think that's mostly engineered to try and maximize his last day or like minimize his last day of time. Because if he goes in at 4, then they may not let him check out until 4. Although, funny story, his last day, I think, it's kind of confusing because there's conflicting stuff in his in his attorney's request for a continuance. He says that he has to serve 9 days and will be out on the 25th.
I read that earlier.
Which I'm not sure exactly where that came from because everything I've seen says 8 days. They discussed 8 days in court. Although Moody had his theory on why it would be 9 days.
Yeah.
The only and I haven't dealt with this enough to really know. The only disagreement I had with Moody is that in Minnesota, the good behavior is presumed. It's part of the statute, and the strategy is we will presume good behavior rather than make someone actually earn the status of good behavior because it effectively, if you're going to give a benefit and you allow discretion you allow opportunities for things like racism, sexism, stuff to say, well, you didn't reach the level of good behavior that we wanted. So they presume good behavior. So it's across the board and you have every opportunity to lose it. So that's the only disagreement I had with Moody was like, I don't know if they actually will require him to serve the 2 to get the credit for the 1. I think they'll presume it. But his lawyer wrote that, and I think his lawyer might be lying, honestly.
Say what?
Because here's the funny thing. Like, if you can imagine, if they set this up where he was going to go in the morning, he'd be getting out in the morning, except now you're not gonna because you're going to be in a jumpsuit in a courtroom. And then you're going to have to wait the entire day. It's a whole day hearing. So you'll have to wait the entire day until the court's over, then go back to the jail. And then you'll get released because they won't take him out at 8 a.m. He hasn't served his time. So that was funny when it was going to land on the last day. And I think, whatever, that whole thing's a mess.
Well, yeah. And we'll skip over any of that because I know things are up in the air with that and you aren't allowed to talk about details of that stuff.
I can't talk about any details of the hearing or facts that were discussed in the hearing. My understanding is like mentioning something procedural is not a problem. Sure. But I would like to stray away from the topic. There's plenty of other stuff to talk about.
I know. I have so much on deck still, actually. Here's where I'm at, and you can tell me what you would like to do because I need to run go get a drink, and I may change my shirt because I'm really hot. But I was in the middle of watching this clip from this morning, and I didn't get to see it all, so we can do that. Or I also have some information on Stearns County Jail pulled up. I actually went through and found some really interesting audits that have been done for the state of Minnesota prison system, not specifically jail, totally different thing. But
Right.
I went down the yellow brick road. I sort of like went off on a tangent and ended up there. And they had this huge 300-page report of an audit they were doing, I think every 6 months,
4 people in his
on like
locals chat.
sexual
Wow.
crimes
4
committed in
people.
there, inmate on inmate, staff on inmate, all this stuff. And that was kind of interesting. But I also saw him looking at the menu for the week. He went over the menu on his channel. So I brought that up. But I don't know. Like I say, I can hit play on this and run and be right back. Or you can sit here and take questions or something.
Whichever one works. I mean, it's your show, and I muscled my way in. I'm sorry. I was really excited to see you streaming. I'm gonna stream members only show a little bit later today. But I
Okay.
was like,
Okay.
oh
Yeah, I'll have to
man,
react to
if
that.
Haley's
I'll
still
do it.
going, I have to see if she
Yeah, you can count on me,
if
chat.
she'll
I
let
can do
me
it.
on to
Yeah,
I'm
of
on it.
course.
tackle a
course.
little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'll do this. I'll hit play. I'll run. I'll be back super quick. Or I'll try to be.
Sure.
And you'll have to tell me what he said. I really don't know. I just grabbed this on the way over here. Before I do that, let me
What's
do this.
what's the title of this video?
This one? Oh, this was okay. Well, this was his morning show. This is a Stalin 19 clip, but I had to go find it. It said, what was it, y'all? It was like, give me a kiss because you're gonna miss me when I'm gone, or some shit like that. It was Rumble Link Friday, so it's only on Rumble. But it was something like, here it is. You better kiss me because you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Gross.
Mm-hmm. So that's the name of that. But
He's been watching Pitch Perfect.
ugh. Pants Maestro says the real question is, did Aaron have to get a woman's top to handle them moves? Yes. Confirmed.
Gotta wear control tops, you know.
Somebody else was like, somebody needs to order him a bra on commissary. I was like, leave him the fuck alone. Y'all leave him alone.
Yeah, seriously, leave him alone. Just laugh. Like there's no reason to do any of this. Everybody, well, Aaron likes to gaslight everybody and say, "Oh, everybody's so vindictive and blah 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 blah." It's like, well, I am. Yeah, like I'm vindictive. You made a victim out of someone I really really care about. So I'm vindictive. Like I hate him, of course. But that being said, even I don't want to do anything to him other
Right.
than the one thing I do is I watch to make sure he abides by the terms of his probation. But the only reason I care is because it involves someone that I care about. Like that's it. If it was just like if he had a crime similar to mine, which is a no victim crime where you're just because you're retarded, you got caught by the state with drugs.
Wait,
Like,
what?
I wouldn't care if
No,
he violated his
no.
probation at all. Go violate
He's
away. Like do
admitting
whatever
he
you
got
want.
caught with
But
cocaine.
this involves
Aw.
someone and who all
Aw.
they've asked for the entire time. Please respect
No
my privacy.
victim. What a
Please
co-
give me peace.
What about your
and please
daughter,
just leave me
Nick?
alone. And he can't
She
do
was a
it.
victim.
So he needs to be punished until he can fucking just do the simple task of not talking about something he shouldn't talk about.
I agree. And
No
technically,
victim?
Kayla
What is
asked
he?
for
Was he
that the
trying to
day before he
fool?
decided to send the image to Gino. So it's like that was before any of this happened, He had the opportunity time and time again to do the right thing and to choose to do the right thing and chose differently. So I get it. I don't want to seem hurt and all that stuff. Whatever, and I've said this a couple times this show, but whatever trouble his mouth gets him in, that's what he deserves. Period. Point blank. Don't call, don't send text, don't give him bras and Snickers or whatever on commissary, honey buns or whatever. Just leave him alone. Good.
But look, we lol cows, and as the reigning lol cow of the year, 2 years running and gunning
Yep.
hard for a third, as the
Are
reigning
you?
champion.
Oh,
Let me
come
just say
on.
this: we're dumb. We will fuck our lives up all over the place on our own. We don't need y'all to help. Like we're really, really good at it. In most cases, we're better than y'all at screwing things up and making a mess of things. Like we'll do it because we're at the end of the day, most people on YouTube are out there in some fashion to entertain. And we know like eccentricity and ridiculousness leads to entertainment. It sometimes also leads to like jail or like minor criminal offenses or major ones. You know, that happens. You don't want it to, but it does happen. Like antics are antics. So we'll get up to antics to entertain you guys. You don't need to help us along. We're really stupid.
Well, and he's obviously really, really good at using his mouth to do all of that. Like I was thinking about that earlier. Like
He
every
is
single
morally
turn.
deficient.
insane. It's insane. All right, I'm gonna run. I'll be back in 2 seconds. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. 2 and 2.
Is
2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
a small price to pay for happiness, for
Hey,
peace,
guys.
for everything else, and then
He puts
onward
the
and
penis in
upward. It's
happiness.
the last price to pay. My old life, no interest whatsoever. It feels like a different person at this point.
It really does.
So the
because he was
fact that this is
person.
ultimately, I mean, when you think of what I could have lost, when you think of where this could have taken me, and it is nice that I have an example to look at of where it could have taken me and go, I think
It's
until
okay,
you have walked in my shoes, I don't think you'll be able to understand. People are like, hey, he acts like everything's a win for the toe. He acts like it is, though. It is because where I
Okay,
could
that's a
have been,
cope. That is a cope.
I don't wish that on my worst enemy. I really don't.
That is a cope.
I don't feel the need for vengeance. I feel like I've gotten it. I don't feel the need for, I don't want anyone to suffer because of
You
anything.
don't?
I just
Really?
I
That's
really do want people to be. I think people are more pleasant when they're peaceful. I think people are more pleasant when they're content. I mean, God knows
So
that
Aaron will
just
always
being on the
say
internet,
this
you see a lot of people
or
who are truly unhappy and are truly not at peace. And to watch them
It
try
is.
to take that out on other people versus try to work on themselves, you don't
It's
get angry, you don't get mad.
soothing and
You try not to laugh at them. That's not nice, but you truly just do go, oh man, I hope they can figure it out because I know what this is, and peace is a lot better feeling. So I'm glad we're here today. I'm very excited about today's show. I'm very excited about life in general. Looks like I'm going to get to see Quantum Mania. I've never seen that. I will say this. We're going to figure out if 8 days makes you desperate enough to
Did I miss anything that we need to go back on?
not too much. I mean, he just was doing Aaron is a consummate projector, and he'll confess through talking about someone else all the time, either how he's feeling or what he's going through. And
Yeah.
so he basically said, he's super calm, but everybody, other people are apprehensive and nervous and breaking down and stuff. It's like, well, dude, you're going to jail. It's okay to be nervous. Like everybody on earth, except for those dudes who've been in jail, well, who go in and out all the time. Like everybody on earth would be nervous to go to jail, especially for 8 days. Like it's not a little thing. It's not the biggest deal in the world. You're not the oppressed. He's trying to be the fucking voice of the government terrorized. And it's like, dude, you pled guilty to no jail time and then talked yourself into a ticket. Like that's you talked yourself into jail.
Well,
But
he said a few times that he's used singular and plural when talking about guards that he knows that are friends, and he's like, I've been talking to them. They told me it's like a Motel 6 stay with a steel door.
that's an indictment of Motel 6. Like God.
But wow, I know, but it's just
Yeah. Look,
it's interesting.
one thing I do believe Aaron on frequently is when he says that law enforcement or corrections officers or whatever, that they have a lot of steel toe fans. And there's two reasons I believe that. One, because those people are often fucking stupid. And two, because April told me that was true as well, that they had just a
come
large
on.
amount
You're going to believe
of,
April?
law enforcement fans, especially they used to. I don't know how many they still have, but it wouldn't surprise me at all, right? Like some guard at Stearns County Jail having to deal with a high Somali intake, watches a show like Aaron's and revels in the subtle and sometimes not so subtle like racism. The funny thing is, guys, I'm going to tell you this right up front. I'm going to tell you this. No, I'm going to ruin his reputation right now. That man is not a racist at all. Everything he says, like that's based in red pill, he's a complete fucking pussy around any other race. He's a complete beta bitch when it comes to everything. He doesn't stand by any of that. There's no conviction to it. He says it
Come
only
on.
because he thinks that's what his weird audience members
Nick,
want
Nick,
to
Nick.
hear.
Your
But
best
he
friend was
actually is
Drexel.
specifically anti-racist, and when you're out with him, like hanging out in public, he'll go out of his way to be super polite to black people. It's so funny,
Like
because
you.
watching him do this. It's like, why are you acting like this? This isn't you at all. You're just
You mean the
You
guy that
do
has
the
white
exact
power,
same
Alex?
thing, Nick.
yeah. That's all a put on. It's all affectation. It's all because he thinks it will get him money.
Well, I brought this up because I found this clip. This is from 5 months ago, and it's the Stearns County Detention Center. And because I was making up different names for whoever these guards are, but these are some of them. I don't know. These are like
Oh,
which how,
all of them are named Josh. Like every single one.
9 out of 10 of them. I mean, how many I wonder actually do watch it.
You know what's weird about Minnesota? This is
What? Everything's tan.
you could find the name of every single person in this video because Minnesota state employees are all kept named in a database, and you can find out their salaries and all sorts of stuff. It's wild. Like
Huh.
Minnesota does that for every state employee. And I mean, there might be a few employee positions that are highly confidential, but those tend to be federal things. So you can find the name and either the salary or the salary band of every jail employee in Stearns County if you wanted to. I mean,
Interesting.
you shouldn't do it because it's public information. It's curious, and for no other reason. Like, you could just look this up. So like M. Stather, you could find out if his name was like Michael or Mitchell or
Right.
you know. But you could find out how long he's been a guard, for example. All
I
that
think
stuff.
that's good. There's Josh.
Yeah, there's a Josh.
Jersh. Yeah, but I think that's good. I think transparency like that's good, especially if you're being paid by the state. I think it's good.
Yeah, if you want the protections of working for the state, because working for the state is, you get a lot of protection along with whatever else comes with it, and that's why your salary is not so high. But if you want that, there's public publicity to it. You're a public servant. You're supposed to serve the public. You're in jail to make sure those prisoners are safe with each other, and that they don't escape while they're in their rehabilitative stint.
I agree. Well, it is interesting that steel toe orange, and uh, and I guess he'll be wearing orange for the next 8 to 9 days, depending on how long they keep him. But that orange sure did come back to haunt him.
I do want to, I am curious if it's 8 or 9. This is the funny thing about this whole process, and as you work in a really any professional industry, but specifically law, you start to realize that no one fucking knows what's going on at any time. Like the lawyers, just about every lawyer on earth is bad at being a lawyer. They're all bad at it. There are a couple of really good ones. You'll see them in the Karen Reed trial, for example. Like Alessi, that dude he was titanically good in the courtroom, out of the courtroom. That guy makes, I think his fee is $1,800 or $2,200 an hour. There's a reason. Most lawyers you're paying $250, $400 an hour for, or whatever. Like Aaron's lawyer at the HRO hearing shows up disheveled. He's got he looks like my description of him looks like he washed his face in a bathroom sink. Like that's just like how he looked at the hearing. He looked like he had been up all night drinking, and his collar was all crooked and stuff. It's like, bro, you're gonna be on camera. You just adjust it. You're at your house. Office. I don't know. But all these people are bad at stuff. So no one actually knows how long Aaron's supposed to be in jail. It's wild. How do we not know this? How's it not
When we were trying to determine that before, I was wondering why they counted him for a full day on the 2 days that he was in. Like on the very first time he went in, he was there for like an hour, maybe 90 minutes or something. And then the second time it was a little bit longer the second time, but not by, not a whole day. So they just credit him for a whole day because he got booked.
It's way easier to, remember most of the people going into these jails, it's 30 days or some multiple thereof up to a year. And so it's way easier to just credit a day there is a lot to it. Like you may only be in jail for an hour or two, but going through the booking process really does for some for some people who are not narcissistic exhibitionists like me, it sucks. But like when I had to strip in front of the officer, I was like, enjoy, buddy. Like have fun. Like, what? You have to stay in here and watch me get naked? Like, okay.
I'm assuming he's already been through that part. And see, he didn't get that far
He-
the first 2 times. He didn't have to like dress out and all of that.
right. He and I think, I think he and Todd Peterson had worked out that first arrest or
Yeah.
whatever. So that he would report, they would book him in at a specific time so he could be arraigned the same day.
Right.
When we got to the jail, or when I got to the jail, I guess, I missed just conveniently missed the like booking check-in time by about 15 minutes. If I had gotten there 15 minutes earlier, I probably would have been out the same day. But they do all their bookings in Candy, Ojai County, and in most counties, it's like 9 to 11 a.m. They go through the bookings. And so if you're not there soon enough to get into the booking line, then they just, you go on the next day. And I got there around 9:30. But you could, even if it started, you can still get in. It's just they have to book you in. That part takes like 45 minutes, take the mug shots. The more tattoos you have, the longer it takes. You got to take pictures
Yeah.
of all those.
Well, we all know. He was talking about getting a tattoo, not just a teardrop, but there was some other one he was randomly talking about. And I was like,
Yeah.
bitch, you are not getting a
It was,
tattoo.
it was a nail with boxing gloves hanging on it, and then the portraits of like two boxing guys, like two famous boxers on it. And I'm like, wait, so you're gonna tattoo two black guys' faces on your body? It's the boxing gloves. Notice it's two gloves, two portraits, and two fights. But like that was his plan. It was like, I was like, or you could get something meaningful to you in a real way instead of like the pretend way.
Oh my gosh. He's got a Tweety bird on his cap or some stupid shit. Tasmanian devil on his shoulder. Like
So
idiot.
I don't know if people know this, but I know everything about this picture when it was taken. I was
This?
no the
What
picture,
picture?
the picture,
Oh.
the subject of the case.
Uh-huh. Oh, the picture. The picture.
Right.
Got it.
So
Yep.
none of us knew that picture was taken, right? Like none of us knew that because we've never seen the picture. No one's seen it except for Aaron and Gino. That makes sense. Well, and Keanu and whoever else they may have like sent it to if they didn't actually delete it. Hopefully they're honest about that and they did. But that being said, it hasn't been posted publicly. I've never seen it. Nobody ever saw it. We didn't know he took it.
Right.
And so if anyone wants to hear the story of that day, because that whole day, like that day was kind of wild. But
Tell it.
well, no, I was saying you got to come watch my member show today.
Okay. Fair
Yep,
enough.
we're on
I
it.
thought you might
We're on
have
it,
seen that,
chat.
but yeah.
I'm
okay.
on it. Yeah,
But
streaming
at first we had no idea what the picture
Live on the
was or
Harman
where it was
Show.
from. But once it finally came out where it was from, it was easy to piece that back together. And like yeah, I mean, I know exactly the circumstances under which it happened. We just didn't know a picture was taken.
Well, I do hope that Kayla's in a better place now with all that. What are you eating?
Oh,
What's that?
sorry, little Smokies.
Oh.
Look,
Oh, the little wieners?
yeah, Aaron's not the only one who's going to be eating little wieners. I cannot let him have all the fun.
Oh my god. All right. Let me do this and I'm gonna hit play. Give me 2 seconds to find where I was. Okay, I'm way back here. Muttering J member for 4 months says I am we Todd did. Correct. JB2 became a member. Thank you for that. Chaz Dumock says, is it that hard to believe a narcissistic sperm donor doesn't care about his kids? No, I was just trying to piece together what little bit I heard of this morning, which was that the kids were downstairs, and then when he left, he said that they were all awake, so he was leaving. So I was like, wait a minute, how did he make it to court or to the jail that quickly? But no, of course not.
See,
What?
what you can assume is that everything about that story was a half truth for no reason. His kids don't sleep in super late, right? Like, first of all, their kids, they wake up early because they go to school like every other child on the planet, because school happens early in the day, right? Second, especially when they're at Aaron's house, Aaron's up at 5 in the morning every day.
Mhm.
Those kids, they wake up early. He's also really loud. And the way the house is laid out, there's no way to prevent the sound from traveling throughout the entire house. So when the kids are there, he tries at least to remember to be a little quieter, especially with the profanity and whatever. But trust me, you can hear his show from his bedroom. Like
Well,
he's loud.
none of it made sense to me anyway, but like a day or so ago, he said that the kids were on some kind of a fall break and that's why he had them. So
Yeah,
then,
Minnesota has the Minnesota Educators
No.
Association break, MEA break, every October around the same time. So we're on this 3-day break.
okay.
My kids are on a break from their schooling and their activities as well. It's yeah, so we have this
Okay.
3-day stint in October. It's right at the end of the first quarter of school before they start the next quarter.
All right, well that makes sense because I was
Well,
trying
it's
to. I
like
was
maybe
like, did
she
you
wants
keep them
something.
out? Like, how did that happen? Because somebody looked it up and they were like, I can't find any, reason for the kid to be out. But that's makes sense.
Oh yeah, the MEA break, it's statewide. Um, there's like
EA
educated
break.
all the teachers, they like go to conferences and stuff and do like almost like a continuing education seminars and crap. This is their day to do that. We also like we had parent teacher conferences yesterday, for
Hmm.
example, and so like all of those things happen over this MEA break.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that makes sense then for why they would be there this early. So Crusher 17, member for 9 months, says, if you're changing, I'll go get some quarters. Rude. Coach Benjamin Leviathan, member for 9 months, says, you must have made Carmick's mom mad. What?
Felicia,
What?
probably Felicia.
Oh,
You're referring to Felicia as Carmick's mom because the allegation is that she's like controlling his
There she
show and
is.
his
Okay.
decisions.
yes. Somebody had asked about having
Let's
Carmick
see.
on, and
Yeah.
I asked him to come on. Actually, the same day that I had Pat Dixon on, not to come on that same show, but I extended my hand and said, hey, we'd like to have you on whenever. He was like, yeah, well, thank you, but I can't really do that right now. And I was like, I just wanted to offer you the same amount of time. I'd love to talk to you, whatever.
Well, you're a pretty lady, so he might. I wonder if there's like that's the reason.
For sure. Well, that and I am friendly with Pat. So
Right.
and
That's
I've donated money to Pat's show before, and that's what she does. She literally has like a ledger and she keeps track of who donates and who's nice to Pat. So that's a no. He'll probably never be able to come on just for that reason. But
I love like I unironically love Karmic. I don't quite get him, but he's a perfect Minnesota representative. Like
ugh, if he
it's
heard you say that, he would cringe. He hates it.
yeah, I know, but like he's just like everybody you meet. Like you can sort of you could meet Karmic in some degree at every Minnesota bar on a Tuesday. Like you can find him just sitting there in a bar stool alone, like just hanging out, talking to the bartender.
Aw.
Like this is not an insult. Like that, guys go to work and then they come home, like they stop at the bar for a little bit on their way home. They hang out, they talk to the bartender who becomes their friend. This isn't a big deal. But he's so Minnesotan, like so thickly Minnesotan in all these ways. But at the same time, his really mundane life is so dramatic, even though nothing has ever happened in it.
It's
Oh,
true.
come on. What?
He doesn't have like an appreciable long-term relationship to like talk about or base anything on. He worked logistics or whatever for a snowmobile manufacturer, like and then he went through hell and stuff, and it's like, oh my god, did like his whole family get murdered? Was there like a rape circle that he uncovered? No, he got laid off. Like everybody goes through these things. They're
Mhm.
so normal, and he's like, I've wrought life from the grip of death with my hands. The hands of a man. These other guys out here, they're not men. They don't know what I've been through. It's like everybody knows what you've been through. Everybody's
Right.
gone through this in their life. I'm a lawyer because I had to stop working for the company I worked for. I didn't get fired. I could have commuted 2 hours a day to the Twin Cities, but they said no more remote access. I worked for a financial company. They were about to get a FINRA and an SEC audit, and this is an early days of having customer information on a laptop, away from the building. Like it was at my house, and they were uncomfortable with that. So they said, well, we're canceling, for brokerage, we're canceling remote employees. Now they have a full remote employee program. You're welcome, assholes. I built that program. Anyway, they have a remote program now, but back then they were really concerned about customer data. So they said you could come work here again in downtown Minneapolis. I'm like, I live 2 hours away. I'm not driving in. No, peace.
Yeah,
But
no doubt.
everybody's gone through downsizing.
Well, with Karmic, it's like everything has everything important, I guess, and big has happened to him within the last year. 8 or 9 months or so. So it is
Yeah.
bigger to him, I guess, than anyone else. But
It was huge to him. Like if you just live in Thief River Falls, which doesn't have much, like it's a small town like where I live. You live out here and you just do your thing. There's nothing to really report. But yeah, all of a sudden you lose your job and you're worried about paying for stuff, and yeah, your life goes to shit.
I get it. Yeah, and then you have this woman that walks into your life that you've only seen on TV, who is supposed to be this really big deal, and you bank on Kevin Brennan, and as your ticket to fame, I guess. I don't know. He's fascinating.
Isn't even famous. Why would
I
he be?
know.
These guys are all losers. I don't get it.
That's what I mean. He's fascinating to me for a totally different reason. And I feel for him, and probably shouldn't, because I know he's 40 something years old, but he's just so emotionally
dude's got demons for sure.
Yeah.
And like I
Underdeveloped.
unironically like him. I would hang out with Karmic every single day, like any day of the week. I love his first of all, I like techno music, and his music taste and mine would be perfectly aligned. It'd be great. But I love the little dances he does. Like they're all like they're so good.
I do too.
And I love anyone who can just do that, who can just let go and not really worry about it. And that's one thing I really unironically respect about him. I heard recently he may not like me very much or whatever, and I don't know why. I think he's fantastic. And I would literally hang out with him in person. I've thought about trying to organize it, but then someone was like, "No, he hates you," and I'm like, "Why? I'm lovable."
I don't even remember why. I think because who knows? I don't know. Who knows? I mean, it's typically because you're 6 degrees separation away from Pat, or have spoken to Pat, or but who the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've exchanged a couple messages with Pat. I was going to go on a show with him. Go on his show at some point. The HRO gag order has complicated the ability to do that, because I have a feeling, at least at the time, that was definitely going to come up.
Yeah,
and it's like, I need to probably reach out to him and say, hey man, like I haven't forgotten about you. Like I don't know any of these people. So my philosophy on life is, if I don't know someone, I don't hold anything negative against them. So I'd happily go on a show and chat, but no one, if you want to be mad at me about it, that's fine. I don't care.
Well, I think it needs to be in person. He's setting up a dance cam, and you do karaoke. He's got the AI, so I think you need to make it happen. Just make it happen.
I do karaoke. One of my only hobbies left. It's it.
All right.
Incidentally, also the only decent thing Aaron has said about me since this whole arrest and everything was when Kayla and I came back from Los Angeles for Dick Masterson's wedding. We went to the local VFW, which does karaoke every Monday, and it was the only Monday we could possibly go because our kids have activities Monday nights. And I'm like, hey, you want to go sing? She says, yeah. And then some guy sent in, hey, I'm at a bar. Nick Rekieta's here.
Did he just confirm that he's not, neither of them are there during the activities?
What was it? A Tom Petty song. And Aaron said, to his credit, he said, massacring the song? That doesn't sound like Nick. And I was like, wow, it was so nice. How did you do? Like, how did you be nice to me? It was so sweet. I liked it.
Did Aaron ever tell you that he loved you?
Yes, all the time. I could show text messages all day that say, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I believe it. I was just a random question that crossed my mind. All right. I'm gonna get through these while you eat your little wieners. Eden Mike became a new member. Thank you so much. Good to have you. Wills 1304 gifted a membership. Thank you. Eva gifted 5. Thank you so much, Eva. And then Shawnetta says, any chance you play Invisible Touch? It killed at the anniversary party. We need a dance party. Thanks for another incredible show. Chat has been amazing. Justice for Kayla. Peace, Nick. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you,
Very
Shawnetta.
sweet. Thank you all very much.
Invisible Touch was the last song Aaron and I sang together at karaoke also.
Oh, Jesus.
She made it so funny that that's where he went. and we had a long discussion about that song's really, really hard to sing. The verses are really weird. Phil Collins, he writes unique music. It's not
Yes.
karaokeable. You're not Phil Collins. Nobody is. But yeah, we sang Invisible Touch. It was the last song that we duetted on karaoke. And then I see a video of him from his stupid fucking event and he's singing that. I'm like, why would you pick this?
That is that. Oh my God, you're right. The anniversary show. You're right.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my Lord. That took me a minute to get caught up with where you were, but I was like, oh no. The one where whoever, I guess it was Schizo Sean, it was like behind the speaker videoing him singing it. And to hear Keanu and Gino talk about it, they said that he went back, like they were looking for him to leave. They couldn't find him anywhere. He said he was going to go pay the bill. So he goes to pay the bill and they go looking for him, can't find him. And he's on stage with that other random guy singing Invisible Touch. God help it. Y'all need some. Whew. Here, I'm going to make him dance.
Wait, did they go on break?
All right, hold on. I'm going to hit this real quick and then see what else he has to say because I didn't hear any of this morning. I heard bits and pieces as I was trying to get ready, but let me hit this one.
Mid-live ads are stupid. Turn that shit off.
Quit being a poor and get premium.
Yeah, get premium, get a membership, either one of those.
No, that's mean, but also it's so good for the money that you pay for the premium. It's so much better. You don't get any ads. It's fantastic to have.
Yeah, guys, to put this into perspective, like this sucks to do, but when I do a live show, if I keep the ads on, I make $150 on that show.
Yeah,
and I know that like it sucks. Skip all of them. Do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube puts them in there for us, and it really makes it so we don't have to sit around having goals and stuff like that.
Right.
It's money on the table, and
right.
I set it to like the during the live thing, like the lower setting or whatever, but they pop up and I always hope they're not too intrusive.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, and same, but it's also one of those things where it's like, okay, that's like if I come on here and I don't make anything, that's fine. And I don't care either way, but I can walk away from it. And it gets a little bit, I'm a tiny channel. I don't get a bunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it does make me feel like, okay, there's a little bit towards this next product that I'm going to have to purchase to run the show, whether it be equipment or software or whatever it is. It's more like upkeep for me. All right. I'm going to hit play. I see you busy over there. Let me see. All right, let's see what he's talking about.
I was just watch a Medea movie.
Go ahead. You're good. You're fine.
it's one of the choices. A Medea movie is one of the choices. I got to get through the series Chicago Fire. Never heard of it. Once Upon a Time, which my first wife used to watch. Ant-Man and Ant-Man Quantumania. And then we'll see how many times I can watch Paul Rudd before I go, a Medea movie looks good. I hope we don't get there. But Jeremy writes, look who's growing up and turning into a big boy. Look, I've had this attitude for over a year now. And it feels very, very good. And there's that, again, until you've lived it or until you've experienced it, you can, make fun of it. You can scoff at it, whatever. But there's when you're so comfortable in where you're at, when you're so secure with what you feel, everything you have that's important and sacred to you is in a place nobody can touch. That's freedom.
Like an invisible touch?
So no matter what's going on the 8 days, like I have achieved up here and in here, I've achieved total freedom. I've got things that people just cannot get to.
This cope is insane. Like he's not wrong. He's not wrong, right? Like there's things that you can never take away from someone. I get that. But it's this, he has surrounded himself with pillows and soft warm blankets and he's just doing everything he can to sort of like puff himself up.
My man is a Christian about to be eaten by a lion in ancient Rome. Like he's 8 days. He's acting like the oppressed. He's the voice of all the downtrodden now. It's so funny. He's like, but I've achieved Zen. Like, okay, why are you talking about it so much then? People
Well,
who
okay,
Zen kind of like, it's good, it's done. You don't have
they
to
can
keep pushing through.
no, it's all over them. They can see it. But I have a question. I don't know how much you're allowed to say on anything, but the way that he's been talking about the prosecutor and the judge in this situation, it's been absolutely nuts. He keeps saying that it's 100% personal. It's a vendetta that all of Minnesota has been looking to get him, and this is their opportunity. Like I'm so serious, and I cannot fathom what it could possibly be. But he said that he's done some kind of a report or put in some kind of paperwork or something against the prosecutor. He can't talk about it right now, but he's going to be able to at some point. What is he talking about?
I mean, this is really common actually. People make complaints about everyone involved in their case when they're guilty all the time. I was railroaded. It was whatever. Some people do it because they're trying to preserve an issue, or it may be part of a process to go after an appeal or something. Build a record, right? Build a record that isn't there. Um, Other people do it just because they're mad and they think they're treated unfairly. He was treated the most fairly that could have been treated. As well as I, based on the text message exchange he had with Kayla the day before he did this, that they easily could have gotten the felony,
Yes.
and they
Yeah.
wouldn't have gotten the message from his phone. But I think I know where it might be, and I think I might be able to provide that message for them if they had wanted it. I think we mentioned the message. I don't know if we submitted it. No, wait, we did submit the message. Yeah, we submitted that message when we made the initial report. So they have it. They know that Kayla said, "Please don't talk about me at all anywhere.
Right.
Please stop. Like this is horrible." And this is, mind you, he went on a media tour
Hmm.
just shredding her privacy
Yep.
completely. No respect for anything. And his justification is, well, I needed to get out ahead of it
Hmm.
for hashtag reasons that we don't know. It exposed the relationship that people could have speculated on, but no one knew anything. The,
Right.
like our nanny was at our house and got arrested with us. And
Got
April
arrested
was
too.
the
Wait, what?
nanny that day. Like that's a real thing. She had driven one of our
Oh,
children to
he's
school.
calling. He's calling April
uh,
today.
I was driving one of our kids to school when we got raided, and then she was about to, probably in about 10 minutes, she would have gotten in a car and driven another child of mine to school. It was one of those things where one had to be like, it was 30 minutes between
Is that
them
his
having to
coat
go,
now
so I
saying
wouldn't have been
April
able to be
was the
back in
nanny?
time to grab the other one, and he wanted a few extra minutes, so April was going to take him in. So she was doing exactly what our prior nanny did. And our prior nanny used to show up at like 6 or 7 in the morning and help with the beginning of the day. Because though our kids were homeschooled, now only two are fully homeschooled. The older three are all in a school now, but at the time they were all homeschooled except for our oldest son. And
Two of them are.
though they were
Is that new
homeschooled, they had
information?
activities at the school. Like
Is
you
that
can't do
new
band and
information?
choir at a homeschool, right? You
So
need
only
more
two of
kids.
them are
So
fully homeschooled.
they did band and choir, and they did like Spanish and stuff. So all of that, yeah, all of that. April was being the nanny. So we
April was
always
being
had
the.
the
Okay, that's
deniability.
okay.
Like,
That's his coat
yeah,
now.
our nanny
Okay.
was there when all this went down. She got
Okay.
arrested too.
That is interesting.
And the relationship would have been speculative from people. He
Okay, we got
decided
it.
to go on and not only just like mention the relationship and talk about it and confirm that, but he then proceeded to give gross details that do not belong in public about it. That it's just not anyone's business. um, I would have never ever talked about any of this without him doing it. No one would know about Button or the cum eating or anything like that. That would have all stayed silent forever. Just me laughing about it in my own head. But
Well, and it should have. It just should have. All of this could have been avoided. Like you said, it could have been speculative and people could have wondered and there could have been rumors and all of that, but he didn't do any justice to anyone by getting ahead of it and coming out and no, what it was like a clout chase. He wanted to get whatever he could out of the situation. April had hurt him badly and was getting ready to walk out on him. He probably either knew that by then or had a good feeling that was going to happen. So then when these things started to occur, that's like everybody in that situation completely broke his heart. And he walked
Hmm.
away, empty handed. So that hit to his ego, he could not take. And the only way that he can do it is with everybody, not just you guys, but that was way more intimate, obviously. But he has to knock you down several pegs so that he is up higher than whoever it is. So he had no choice but to, in his mind, than to go out and do as much damage as he could, and reputationally, especially, to make everyone look bad, including his wife. Like, that was still his wife when all that happened. When
Yeah, I mean, they had been at the time they had been broken up. They broke up on April, I think it was April 8th or whatever. He maintained this facade that she was around, she's upstairs, she's doing all this stuff, but
Mhm.
she was uh she brought her stuff to our other house shortly before that. And now she said she had sent him a message that said, "Hey, I'm taking all my stuff, but I want you to take a break and then come join me in a couple days, and then we can start over. We can fix this. We can move on." He wasn't, and I'm not saying that that would have worked. I mean, you come home
Yeah.
and find half your closet empty, like that you see, and then you get a text, like it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But her idea at least was that he would come join her and they would try and patch things up. But yeah, I mean, they were still married at the time, and he had no business doing any of that to her, to Kayla. I mean, I don't care if he did it to me. Like, it really doesn't. We're online personalities. It's going to happen, right? Like, that's going to, you do what you do.
You
But
see, he's going to have her on the replay. He's doing like a rerun marathon next week so that his show keeps going. And the very first show Monday is April. And what was the other one? Another one of his show people, co-hosts, returns. Show and Whistly Pete, that guy.
yeah, Whiskey Pete. I
But,
didn't.
but I don't understand that. Why does he want to put her back on and play these repeats of the shows? I'm just saying, like, she is private. She has like gone off into the distance, doesn't want anything to do with this. But the very first thing he starts out with Monday is April. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just think it could be avoided. Leave
she
her
doesn't want to.
alone.
She doesn't want anything to do with anyone.
Right.
At all. Like, she doesn't want anything to do with me, Kayla, him, whatever. Her, from what I understand, she has basically severed pretty much everyone from that portion of her life outside of her family.
Yeah.
Um, people that I know that used to talk to her have not talked to her or anything. That's fine. I ran into her the other day. We did not speak. We very briefly made eye contact. We were passing in a store. I was with my daughter and she was with her guy. So, like, it was just there wasn't even a hi, because like that it was really awkward. but
Yeah.
but like
Wow.
I saw her, she looks healthy, she looks great. She looks happy with the guy, and that's all that anyone should ever want, is that she's in a good place and being, has someone who's taking care of her in that way. So I don't know that that's true, but I assume it is, and I hope so.
I hope so too. I really do. I just think it's
Um,
it's not cool for him to continue to, I don't know, put her in this position when it's obvious that she wants nothing to do with anything from that time period in her life, online or otherwise. I just think
exactly.
it's gross.
Yeah, leave her alone. Leave everybody alone. He keeps saying how he's moved on, he's a different
Yep.
person. Stuff. It's like, all right, cool.
Nick,
Stop talking about it.
but,
Yep.
but Nick, you
Like,
talk about it
that's
all the
all anybody
time.
wants.
This entire
I don't
stream
want
is
to
just
sit and talk about it
projection.
either, at all. Like, I don't want to do that. I think I've mostly said what I'm gonna say on the past. Like, there are a ton of funny stories that I would love to tell, and I think they're great, and I think they're harmless, but the other people involved want privacy in that. So the only stories I've ever told are ones that I had permission to tell from a long time ago or had already come out, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But yes, to answer really quick questions, guys, I don't know if she remarried or not. I have no idea. I know that her boyfriend is a long-term boyfriend. And
Did he flip you off?
yeah, he didn't flip me off
No,
this time. Not
that's
this,
good.
but it's, like, it's, yeah, it's that same guy. They've been together a long time, and if they were to, like, if they had plans to remarry now, I think it's a perfectly reasonable timeline to do so. It's not like it's short. It took me a minute to, like, remember how long it's been, but
Yeah.
she and I, like, she left uh the relationship, I guess, in November of last year. So
Oh,
it's
he's even admitting it's
and,
a relationship. November of last year.
I don't know the exact date when she started dating this guy, but it wasn't all that long after. So I mean,
Yeah.
they've been together probably 10 months.
That's not very long,
I
Nick.
don't know.
But okay.
Everybody does. Everybody's like, I miss her. Well, you can see her Monday if you want to go give Aaron a view. But
I can't believe he's doing that, and I'm gonna keep my mouth shut as to why.
yep.
But like, I mean, I'm shocked. But also, yeah, leave her alone. You why didn't you play the the old videos of him and Matt or whatever? Like, just
I completely agree. He said there was a clip I watched earlier, and he said something like, "There's no, none of the hosts are off the table. All the ones from the internet era are going to show up next week." And so I had it when I went to go look for something else. It was right there, and it was he's already got it queued up for Monday, and he said that it was only going to be on YouTube because with Rumble and other things you can't set it up more than 24 hours in advance. But it was already up, and it says Steel Toe Jail Show or something, and it says April and Pete return.
how
So
silly.
that's Monday.
Wow.
It's a weird thing to do, I guess. Like, I get the idea of running these old the old episodes or old best of compilations. I can't imagine they're best of compilations because there's no fucking way he sat and put
Right.
their best of compilations in any intelligible way. But if you're gonna do it, like, again, if you're moving on from the past, then move on from the past. I'm not, by the way, like I'm not moving on from the past. I don't get that luxury for a while. I
That's true.
have to make sure, that that his victim is protected from him. Like that's part of what, I have to do. And I don't encourage anyone else to do that or whatever. Don't worry, I got it. I got it covered. I'll be on him like an asshole on I don't know what assholes go on.
On and on. Speaking of that,
If you bury the past and you put it behind you, then there's really nothing, there's no punishment today.
Well, okay, then keep that perspective.
Yep. Well, I do wonder why he's using those. There were plenty of hosts from the past that he could have, and I mean, there's years and years of content. He could have gone way back from when, even when he was on the radio or something. But for him to use that is very odd. I also wonder if he will slip up somehow and slip up.
Well,
I doubt it.
April is now his projector screen for any problems that he has, past, present, future with women, and that's she's his easy target because she's just a coked out junkie or whatever, and people will forgive his atrocious behavior because she did drugs at one point, like that, and so he knows that it's a target for him to do that. She humiliated him, and he had resentment in that humiliation for so long. I mean, it all started with the famous clip where she basically told the world that he couldn't make her orgasm. I mean that.
Oh,
And I saw that clip the other day, and it was hilarious to me. Like, I was watching it and I was like, look at this. This is
yeah. I made her
perfect
orgasm
description of
over
how
and
their
over.
life went.
Aaron,
Things would be going fine, and then something would happen, and it would so devastate his ego.
I had so many
in real
threesomes with
time
her and
that
my
he would
wife.
have to just cope and cope and cope and get angrier and angrier and angrier while trying to not be. And it was amazing. It was amazing to watch because I've seen that happen like at the dinner table in real life.
Ah,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, and whoever asked, no, I never touched his wiener. I never did.
That's a cope.
Mercy.
Press X to doubt.
Okay.
I'm only gay insofar as it's funny. So like funny to me. Like, so like when I first met him at the comedy show, I licked his face right in front of April and everybody else.
In front of a bunch of
Molly,
people, yeah.
and I was on coke.
That was a live stream.
Forgive me. So I laughed. I thought that was hilarious, and it made him uncomfortable. But that's it. Like, I'm not French kissing this man or like touching his man tits or anything. Like, gross. No.
Yeah,
Somebody.
I'm gonna press X to doubt on that. I
somebody
want Aaron's take on it.
There's something that I have.
I'm only
that I was
gay
gonna
so
sort of
far as
end
it's
with,
funny.
but since you're
So
here,
you're saying
I really want to play it.
that
So
the farther you
let me
go, the
see how much
funnier
we
it
get
is.
through of this, and I'll
Okay.
just skip ahead entirely because I don't
Fucking
think you've seen it. I
degenerate.
didn't
What a
know it
weird.
existed until like 10 minutes before I started, and
Who
it's
is this
good and it's
broad?
about
Why
you,
is she
and
enabling this
it would
sick
be fun.
degenerate?
Okay.
And I can't tell you, and just surrounded. Just I mean, this week the messages from people who love
I'll
you
speed his
and
ass
care
up.
about you. I mean, you can't, not having to cut people out, not having to tell
You
people,
pause
not
it
having
real
to get
quick.
bitter and angry at people for just trying to care.
Do what?
That's
Can you-
Sorry, what?
I just asked
Yes.
if you can pause it real quick.
Yes.
Just want people to know, I was around this guy quite a bit, and several times he got so many messages from fans. It's one or two emails, one or two text messages. Like when he's saying, "Oh, so many people are texting me," that might be three. Just so you know, I will confirm that that's true. It is. He's never gotten so many messages as long as I knew him. That never happened.
Oh, come
Everyone
on.
knew him.
What a cope.
Is-
What a cope.
I thought he was like the it guy around town.
Never once did we run into someone who said, "Oh, hey, you're Aaron." Like that never happened in public.
That never
Not a
happens
single time.
anywhere. Like,
All in
nobody
his head, but
cares.
that doesn't
You're a
surprise
radio
me.
host. Suppose
again, that feeling is something. The reason I can laugh in the face at anyone who doesn't like me, I mean, you don't know me, but is because I know there's a lot of misery behind that, and I feel bad. I really do. I hope people can find peace, and not kind of embrace their own ugliness. But man, talking to SP a little bit before the show. Kids are downstairs sleeping in the living room. They didn't go to. Well, one of them made it up to their bed last night. We had volleyball last night. We had a pizza date and all that stuff in Bob Backlund's hometown of Princeton, Minnesota. So just look, man, I'm the man who has it all, and if you can't understand that,
yeah, except
I don't
your
expect
wife.
you to, but
Faggot.
I feel really good. There's no sense of dread. There's none of it. It's just I can't explain to you the feeling of peace.
Come on.
And
Aaron.
you've achieved it when so many people want to try to take it away from you. I just I feel good. And here's and look, I'm getting this out of the way.
Do it.
Keep telling yourself you feel good. I feel great. I'm fine. Everything's okay. It's like, yeah, we got it. We know.
Who's trying to take your peace away? And I'm assuming he's talking about the prosecutor and just whatever steel toe hate crew or whatever he called anybody that doesn't like him. But like, come on, it's the same kind of thing that Keanu always does, where it's like she'll say, "I'm so nice. I'm just a nice person." Like people that are nice or that have peace or have Zen, they don't have to say it. You don't. It's like not only is he trying to convince all of us, but first and foremost himself, for sure.
Because I know we're going to have a lot of.
Hi, Nick, new fan. Would you mind
shit.
elaborating on the phrase you just used in regards to Aaron? I believe it was come eating. Thanks.
Hold on. I'll play that one again.
Hi, Nick, new fan. Would you mind elaborating on the phrase you just used in regards to Aaron? I believe it was come eating. Thanks.
Sure. Very quickly, I'll retell the story without too many details because they're kind of lurid. As many of you know, I was in a relationship that extended beyond my marriage, and it involved April. Aaron's, at the time, wife. Everything about this was consensual from everyone involved. That being said, there was a time I was with April and had, we'll say, left some spirit juice on the platter, so to speak. And in a shocking turn of events, as I was going to the bathroom to clean up and recover, Aaron decided to go down and just start lapping away at the spirit juice. He decided to be the rag, I guess. I don't know why. Like I have speculation as to why, but that's like it's funnier to just let everybody kind of guess. But he did
come
that.
on. Funny? It's disgusting.
Took April and I off guard. We had no idea what the fuck was happening, but it happened.
So he
The one time is all I know
consensually
of,
ate his wife
I
out?
don't
That's
know
what
if
you're
he
saying?
Dreamed of it later or what? I don't know if he liked it. He didn't comment.
Like oral rape?
I'm the cutesiest little puppy in the basket. Who's a good boy? I'm a good boy. Me, I'm a good boy.
Well, since we're here, I'm going to.
Yeah, that is disgusting.
You
That
should
is
not
some
call your
disgusting shit.
audience pores without a comedic tone.
It comes off as cruel and counter to your holy than thou brand.
Like how I don't like to say come, come, come.
I understand the need to make money for your life and stuff, but you end up sounding like me.
Ooh,
You
that
just
was a
got all
good
of
growl.
those. You just got all of those voices for a yellow for like $10. Oh, you are poor. Get over it.
I know that was cheap, right? That's pretty good.
That was
I
good.
know y'all quit. I was just playing, and I'm not holier than thou. I like the truth, and when people lie, it gets under my skin. I don't like that. So I just like to call people out.
And we're all, like as content creators, like we're always trying to strike the balance, guys. We really are. We want to maximize our income from the time that we spent, because everybody should be doing that. Like that's a respectable thing. But we
Sure.
also like from what I know of Haley, there's no way she's like maliciously or greedily doing anything. We're always trying to find the right mix where we don't make people mad. We give them access to this stuff as much as possible, but we also, we make ours while we do it. Um, we we put ourselves out there, and people come after us, and there is a trade-off for the ability to earn income on this. So it's all in good fun, though. We love you guys, that. Come on.
Yeah, it's true. I just fuck around. Y'all know that. Also get premium. It's a lot better than watching the ads. But no, for real. All right, one more. Oh shoot, hold on. I gotta go over here because I can't see that backwards. John O'Reilly for 10 said, just got here. Nick, I hope your lawyer vigorously opposes the extension request. Presumably all preparations were completed before the first hearing date. Looks like you're already dressed for 10/24. Well, he can't really talk about it other than to
I can
say
say we did file an opposition.
good. Yep.
I don't know. I guess his lawyer's request probably was published, so I would assume our opposition is out there and publicly available. You can read it. It actually has legal arguments in it, and some good points. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. But this would be the fourth continuance, and I mean that seems like a bit much.
I was trying to count that earlier and I thought it was 3 and somebody corrected me and said, no, it's 4. I was like, oh my gosh, it is. I had to like literally count back. That's insane. It's insane.
5 if you count the one that occurred, like the main reason we can't talk is because the hearing that started is still technically going.
Yeah, right.
The gag order is actually a sequestration order because there's potential witnesses.
Oh, that's
and
right.
they're talking
Aaron's
about the facts
it's
and
still
stuff like
happening,
that, and
isn't
what
it?
happened
Okay.
in court would potentially taint any of that. So that's the main concern of the court with the gag order. So the current hearing is still going, but if you count that, 4 continuances have already happened, and we'd actually be getting a 5th. It's kind of wild.
Oh, April's
Yeah,
chest.
it
Okay.
is. It is for the amount of time that it's been going. It is insane.
Okay. I must have
Bubble
misunderstood
Popper for
something.
24 for member for 8 months says, love the show and the community. Good luck, Nick. Sorry, I totally butchered that. Thanks for being here, though, Bubble Popper. That's like one of the main people that put clips up on Reddit, and I've been using that all the time. So thank you for being here, and thank you for your service. Chaz Dumock says, I hope Kayla gets mentioned in his 9-hour streams. Yeah, me too. I was thinking about that too. They're going to be 9 hours long each day.
Well, it can't be any longer than this.
Aaron was
Shane.
talking about,
Do what you will.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, but look, is it just that name, or does he have to specifically be the one that says it on his platform? Because Gino and Keanu came on and did it. Like, I'm just saying, if it's in passing in a random sentence in the middle of whatever, and someone else says her name. Okay.
In fact, on his show either yesterday or today, he briefly pulled up a super chat from numero uno Josh Denny fan that indirectly references Kayla. And the judge said, nothing that you have control over. You can't stop someone from saying it in chat, but you can stop yourself from bringing something on screen. Like that's something that you choose to do. And so that, I don't know that the probation office would violate him for that, but they might be like, hey, dummy, you're not getting it. You're not understanding. You can't do this. And so it might be one of those kind of warning situations. I have no idea. I don't know if they've seen it yet. I haven't sent it in.
Let's just hope he's done enough, looking through what he's decided to play for 9 hours a day while he's gone, that he really doesn't, he couldn't stop it if he wanted to, unless he's maybe SP or somebody has control over his account or something if it needed to be. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I'm not going to be watching
2 people in
hours
his
a day,
live chat.
tell you that.
Me either. But somebody will.
I guess. Good thing we have technology though that can run transcripts really quickly. That's helpful.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. All right, let me see what else he's got so I can move on to the more fun one because I really want to do it.
Stuff that is not this. So I'll get this part out of the way now because there's going to be a lot of funny stuff coming in. There's going to be a lot of really, you guys are pieces of shit and I love you. So a lot of stuff that's going to come in today is going to be very, very funny. So I wanted to get
Oh,
this
come
part,
on. He's even picking up
out of the way.
Rekieta's terminology.
So,
I never want to hear someone say
Yeah,
something to be
Nova,
funny ever
saying It's
again.
going to be more boring than anything. Don't work yourself into a panic. Oh, I'm not. I feel very good. Friends and fans who work there. Hopefully a few fans who are, who are checked in. But really, and attorney and all that, just saying, look, man, it's a big hotel with solid doors. You just got to fight the boredom. It really, and that's it. I go in today. So the thing today is you pay your money, you get your account set up and all that. You get your tablet, you get your you do your shopping, your vending machines and all that. You get that set up. You get your messaging and your calls and your texts and your video stuff. You get all that set up. And then they got me a streaming setup, so that'll be great so I can do the show. No, I'm just kidding. There's no streaming setup. All right, let's get into look, again. I feel so good because the alternative in my life was a really dark place. And when you get to see what that dark place is,
we have
it
ample lighting.
really does just make you super thankful for
What?
We have ample lighting. It was not a dark place at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
if this is
What?
the price you pay for a contract
What are
you made with the devil.
that
a
is
long time
like
ago,
something
to
straight
be
out of
free
like
that
some
contract with the devil.
liberal on Twitter. Like,
Small price to pay.
actually,
Mikey
it wasn't that
Kumo,
dark.
again,
It was
I don't
brightly
expect-
lit.
buddy,
Like,
it's okay. He says
what?
you don't have to be fake cool with it for us. But when
That
you
shit
aren't what
pisses
people
me
want
off.
you to be,
what a
they
spur.
project it at you. I don't take it personally. It's no joke. Nobody here sees you as a badass, so you can drop the mask for a bit. I've always been genuine with you, and I'm being genuine with you now. I don't let your own shit cloud that. Please. That's all I'm asking. Don't let your own shit cloud that, buddy. You're a cool guy. Just be a cool guy. All right, we've got Cleaner says, I've been in for a month and a half. You are being extremely gay. Just being extremely genuine. Just, hey, don't be uncomfortable with feelings, pal. Okay? There's a lot of projection in here right now. But
No.
there's a lot of really sweet people.
There is a lot of projection in here right now. 100% nailed it.
As well.
It's true.
Lich Gal says, good luck. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Can't believe Karmic doesn't do that song. By the way, Nova owes me like 25 minutes of my life back. He's like, oh man, there's a clip of Karmic and Joey C on Kevin's show. You got to watch the clip. It's the most boring thing. Like, I don't know how people are entertained by that. It's just two dipshit retards providing no content. I don't.
Oh, base.
No matter who you are. If
That's
you
basically
say,
this
you have a
entire
problem,
sector, though.
Okay, I don't care. I'm moving on because I want to hear at least part of this. This was part of. Hang on.
I didn't really think doing my hair
When he was talking about the kids being asleep downstairs.
would, I didn't want to look too pretty. I didn't want my beautiful feature. All right, you know what? With this, I'm not going to. Buddy, it's the steel toe. All the
Okay, hold on.
messages. Where you are versus where you could have been, angry and hostile it can be. And I am just so happy to say that I don't harbor any of that. And there is not a price that you could that I wouldn't pay to have that peaceful feeling. There's not a price I wouldn't pay, and monetarily, time-wise, anything, to have that level of peace and not feel that ugliness and that grossness. So 8 days, a small price to pay for happiness, for peace, for everything else, and then onward and upward. It's the last price to pay. My old life, no interest whatsoever. It feels like a different person.
Pause. Old life. Let's clarify something here. This is December 16th to April 8th. His old life is less than 4 months of time. He acts like it's this huge thing. I mean, I met them at actually, I think October 19th is the 2-year anniversary of the show. So that's when I met them. I met them in October for the stand-up show. But April was hanging around at our house for hunting long before he was. But that was still, it was just like November. Like I think early November when she started coming over to hunt over here. And then December 16th was like the first time we all like went out together, which was my birthday. And it was a cool day. It was fun. We had a good time. But that being said, he acts like it's like my old life, the person I was. It's like this is 4 months. It's barely a blip, brother. Like, what are you talking about? Why is he so fucking dramatic about everything? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, it's a different time. He was a different man back then. I'm sure all the Molly and Coke and stuff just
He did a lot of Molly. He loved Molly.
he'll tell you he did.
I have all the messages of him. The most annoying thing about that was he would scold April for doing coke. Like he would yell at her. He would tell her like, "How dare you?" Blah 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 blah, and message me right after. Hey man, do you think it's okay if I get some Molly tonight? Should I do Molly? I got beat up in sparring. Do you think it's okay if I do Molly? I'm like, yeah. Then it'll like all your pain will feel great. Like, he's such a hypocrite. He was scared of
It's just so
coke,
boring. It's not
in general.
entertaining.
He
Like
didn't do a lot of it. He was scared of it because his like some friend of his died and happened to be on coke when he died. So it was like, oh, he died from cocaine, but from the story I heard, it had nothing to do with that. It was just coincidence type thing, or maybe it exacerbated an existing problem. I don't know. But so he was always so nervous about coke, and it's like, well, like fine, like who cares? But man, he would hoof down Molly like it was nothing.
I don't doubt it.
Point. So the fact that this is ultimately, I mean, when you think of what I could have lost, when you think of where this could have taken me, and it is nice that I have an example to look at of where it could have taken me and go, like, I think until you have walked in my shoes, I don't think you'll be able to understand. You know, people are like, hey, he acts like everything's a win for the toe. He acts like it is, though. It is, because where I could have been, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. I really don't. I just.
Do you know how many people do drugs? Like it's. Look, you shouldn't do them. They're illegal. They can cause a bunch of problems. He's like, where I would have been. A fucking dork on Molly singing karaoke. That's where you would have been. That's where you were. It's the same thing. It's not like this man is not, he didn't sit around like laying on pissy mattresses with needles in his arms, right? Like this.
Well, don't you remember when all this went down, like the very first week or so, he was like, I've had so many people reach out to me telling me about their addiction. And he was just like, you know, this advocate, which is fine, but it's like he was trying to preach to them like he was this expert that had a 20-year.
He's so wild to watch. You go to recovery or you spend time in community service, or as he's about to learn, you spend time in jail and you talk to people who are addicts, like real addicts. The people who I remember one day when I was in my group therapy, the guy said, I can't go to Walmart because I know where the meth guy is at Walmart. And I'm like, they sell fucking meth at Walmart? Like, oh my God. I had no idea. Because I never bought anything in this town. I'm not crazy. But it's like they cannot go where they know drugs are. That's an addict. They can't go there because they will do them. They will do them. One of the community service guys I was with, he had like 5 DUIs in the past 10 years. And he had presently been sober for a while. And if you talk to him, he's perfectly adjusted. But the community service guy said, hey, like, can't you have like a drink of wine sometime at dinner? And he says, if I have a glass of wine tonight, in 4 days, I'll be drunk in a car in a ditch. Like that's an addict. Aaron liked Molly. I like cocaine. Like I liked Molly, like ketamine. Like I liked all these things because they're likable. That's why people do them. But that being said, like addicts cannot stop. He talks about all this addiction stuff. He has no fucking idea what an addict is. If the prosecutor would have gotten the sobriety on him and he couldn't drink anymore, he would have learned real quickly what an addict is, because he definitely has alcoholic tendencies. I'm not going to call him a full-on alcoholic, but
But there's still that opportunity to, right? With the diagnostic assessment.
Yeah, a
Were they
diagnostic
made?
assessment, or if he fucks up on probation, if he, like if alcohol starts to become a problem on his show, that they may start monitoring, those types of things. Sure, they could
Yeah.
easily throw an alcohol restriction on him. Probation is your contract with the state. And people miss this because they're like, "Oh, him not being able to mention Kayla or whatever is unconstitutional." No. He has a constitutional option. That's to go serve out his jail sentence of 349 remaining days. That's your option. So if you don't like the terms of your probation, your release, then you always have the option to go back to what you've earned, and that what you earned is the sentence the judge gave you. If I'm like, no, I want to start drinking again because I really love it, that's fine. I just get to go serve 21 months in prison.
Right.
For me, that's enough of a deterrent that I don't even fucking think about it most of the time. But Aaron liked to talk about my drinking, and I drank a lot when I drank. Aaron woke up every day and had a beer every single day in the morning. Every day that I was around, he had a beer in the morning. He had a beer after his show. They would go through, he and April would go through 24 packs of beer, every day or two. Like they drank beer frequently, but a lot of beer drinkers think that they're not alcoholics because they're not getting super plastered. They just carry that low roll buzz through the day. That low roll buzz getting you through the day, that's your alcoholism. Like that's what it is. He just has no concept about what addiction is or whatever. And yeah, him pontificating and teaching everybody about it. He's like a child. Every time he discovers something, he's like, whoa, guys, no one else has ever encountered this. And now I'm the one who has to tell you. It's like, okay.
That's what I mean. That's why this first week or so after he gets out is going to be gold. I will be watching that. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot.
And Balls Dip says Nick is still drinking, confirmed. I've seen that. Nick's on coke, Nick's zooted, whatever. Guys, I'm drug tested randomly, and if I fail, I go to prison for almost 2 years. You'll know if I'm drinking or on drugs because I will disappear and be in prison. And you'll all see it because it'll all be public. There will be news stories about it, whatever. I don't have that option. It literally can't touch it. I can't have wine in my house. I can't do anything like that. There's no middle ground for me. I know the deal I got, and I know how fragile it is. And you can listen to the people who followed me, know the law, and don't really like me. Their analysis of the deal. The deal was good. It was a really good one. Even though I'm on 5 years probation, my charge would have carried a maximum of 20 years probation. So I'll take the 5. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any day.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna finish this one off.
Feel the need for vengeance. I feel like I've gotten it. I don't feel the need for, I don't want anyone to suffer because of anything. I just, I really do want people to be, I think people are more pleasant when they're peaceful. I think people are more pleasant when they're content. I mean, God knows that just being on the internet, you see a lot of people who are truly unhappy and are truly not at peace. And to watch them try to take that out on other people versus try to work on themselves, you don't get angry, you don't get mad. You try not to laugh at them. That's not nice, but you truly just do go, oh man, I hope they can figure it out because I know what this is, and peace is a lot better feeling. So
oh, please.
I'm glad we're here today. I'm very excited about today's show. I'm very excited about life in general. Looks like I'm going to get to see Quantum Mania. I've never seen that. I
in the jail. That's what I'm saying. I have no
Is it a Mania thing? Is it a wrestling thing?
I have no idea. Whatever it is, he knows that they're going to be watching it in the jail.
We'll say this. We're going to figure out if 8 days makes you desperate enough to watch a Medea movie. it's one of the choices. A Medea movie is one of the choices. I got to get through the series Chicago Fire. Never heard of it. Once Upon a Time, which my first wife used to watch. Ant-Man Quantumania. And then we'll see how many times I can watch Paul Rudd before I go,
are
a Medea movie looks good. I hope we don't get there, but we'll see. We're going to have some fun for the next 3 hours. Links are already coming in.
I don't know. I had this labeled that he was saying that the kids were downstairs. It doesn't matter. He said it. But I guess these are movies and stuff that he bought ahead of time or something. I don't even know.
So, in Minnesota jails, everything you do happens through a tablet. Like you get issued this tablet, and you can that's how you take your phone calls. That's how everything works. It costs money to like do stuff. So the tablet would have a selection of movies, rather than like the Shawshank Redemption thing where they all get together in the same room.
Right.
You kind of watch movies on your own with this tablet. When I was arrested, we were just in the holding area. They don't give out tablets in that area. It's too much work to like give it to someone who's going to go away the next day, type thing. So I didn't actually see the functionality of it. I've never had to use it, but it was really frustrating because ever since COVID, if people want to visit, like they kind of come visit, but it's by video through the tablets. They get into a little room and it has a camera on them and stuff like that. So we never got that. If people wanted to call me in jail or whatever, they wouldn't have been able to do that because we never got set up. But he's gotten his set up ahead of time, is what he's saying. And I think you do your commissary, like you buy stuff from commissary, like right on the tab, like DoorDash or whatever.
Okay, well that makes sense then. All right, so I'm gonna catch up on these, and I want to hit play on this thing. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yep,
I'm gonna do it.
go for it.
Fly Crew says it was my voice chat you called poor about the ads. I don't give a fuck, so don't listen to that guy. LOL. All right, 10-4. Chaz Dumock says, I pray the 8 days somehow turns into 365. Well, he has 349 suspended, and that's part of the probation. So if something happens with probation and he screws that up, he will be serving the 349.
I hope Aaron doesn't spend another moment in jail, actually, because that would mean that he didn't violate his probation, which means he just left Kayla alone. The only thing any of us have wanted is for him to just leave her alone.
Yeah.
If you've moved on with your life, move on. Like, go ahead. Say I'm a giant piece of shit all day. I don't care. Like, whatever. But just leave her out of it because she left the internet in 2022. She doesn't want to be involved. She doesn't want, any of this. She just wants to be. And people are so insistent that she be brought back online for no reason. She's a private person. I'm not. Make fun of me all you want. I don't care. Leave her alone. That's all anybody's ever asked of Aaron too. Just like stop.
Yeah, fair enough. Messenger Z says, Nick, what do you say about Drex saying you've struck your kids with a keyboard?
What? I have no idea. I can't imagine Drex saying that because if I were to hit my kids with a keyboard and Drex was around, he would have beat the shit out of me.
Right.
Like, there's no way.
Oh, here's a good one. Look here.
Hey, Nick, bet you didn't expect Kurt's micropene to make an appearance?
No one ever does. No one ever does, except for his victim or hostage or whatever.
All right, so look, like I said, I ran up on this by accident this morning, and I was like, no way. Nobody else has seen it either. You got to hear part of this. There's so much that they get wrong, but I don't understand the hostility.
Oh, I do.
Well, that's what you don't have to tell me anything, but
do you want me to say why
Yes.
Gino
Yes.
and Keanu are so mad? I know the
Yes.
answer.
Yes.
This is exclusive. No one's heard this. Well, outside of some people in private.
Where's my button? Hold on. Hold that thought.
Oh, for the breaking news.
Yeah, that was just the
okay. So when all this started, we had all agreed that everything would be private, no matter what. No matter what happened, everything would be private because that's how it should have been. We found out because Aaron confessed this at the end in April that he had disclosed portions of the relationship to various people, including Gino and Keanu.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron desperately wants to fuck Keanu, and Aaron desperately wants to fuck Chrissy Mayer. And I have a feeling that Gino desperately wanted to fuck April.
Nick,
What?
And I have a feeling that Aaron
Wait,
used
what?
the existing relationship as a soft ad to Gino. I don't know that he did to Keanu, but as a soft ad to Gino, say, hey, maybe,
He
you
any of
know,
these?
like maybe you could get in on this. And then Aaron would get to fuck Keanu and Gino would get to fuck April. And I dare anyone to challenge me on that because I know for a fact. By the way, he thinks Chrissy's hotter than you, Keanu.
Yo.
Yeah, no, he wanted to fuck Keanu and Chrissy though. Chrissy more.
Very untoward.
What the hell? What?
Well, that's not honestly. That's
No.
really believable. That's not a far stretch. I don't think. I've wondered that too. I have made a comment before about their specific relationship. And it was actually tied to the OnlyFans conversation because I felt like a lot of the hatred that Gino had for your wife seemed very misplaced, and it sounded almost like a projection, based on maybe how he actually felt about his wife being able to be seen and all her body parts and masturbating and everything else. And so she got really pissed.
And of
Well, I
course,
said
the New York City doorman allegations.
that too. But I asked, I just put it out there and I said, I wonder if it was literally a question talking to the audience. And I said, I wonder if maybe they've got like an open relationship. Maybe they have something where there's like something set up and he really doesn't care and she's allowed to go do whatever and he's allowed to do whatever. But it was just,
Well, he cares. Everything he's said about Kayla and accused her of is all stuff that Keanu has done in spades that everyone knows about. And the
Yeah.
funny thing is, nobody actually gives a shit. Like, I don't know the extent of Keanu's life, but she's told quite a few stories between her and Michaeline. But if she did all that and then she decides like, oh no, I'm going to change and marry Gino, nobody gives a shit. Like, go for it. Do whatever you want. Who cares? It's great. You guys have your thing. And if they wanted to have an open relationship and continue going like or whatever, go for it. I don't give a shit. But Gino cares. It's burning him up on the inside and it just manifests in these extreme and also his wife's retarded and he takes that out on other women too. And it's so plainly apparent that he loathes how dumb she is. I mean, I'm sure he loves the hell out of her, right? He does. But when you hear him talk to her, it's so horrifying. It's like, Jesus, calm down. But he's happy to project that on anyone else. And Kayla's his target. So all the stuff he says about her, it all applies to Keanu. It's crazy.
oh, look, she wants on. She's in the chat.
Okay. Have fun. I don't care. If you bring her on or don't bring her on, it's your show.
I'll think about it. I don't know. She's been a real asshole to me, but it would be interesting. All right, well, let me at least play this because I heard it when I was like coming through, getting ready to set everything up over here, and I was like, no way. She gets a lot wrong, but that's nothing new. Same with Gino, but Gino's finally accepted the fact that he doesn't understand the difference between a civil lawsuit and criminal charges being placed on people. Everybody says no, let her on. No, yes, no. All right, let's. I'm gonna hit play and we'll get going.
You're talking about it. You know you shouldn't. It's well
This is where
within
it
his
starts.
right to fucking say, well, okay. Is it not weird? And I understand that Melton's a separate person from Rekieta, but is it not fucking weird that that man flew there with his fatty upper back? And he obsesses over
Melton
over Aaron every single day, monetizes it,
Yeah.
and he flew there. Went to
Yes, yeah. I'm telling you, we'll never get through the entire thing because it's like
I-
every other sentence is. But go ahead.
Keanu, this is why you and Gino can't draw an audience and Melton can. Melton knows exactly what his audience wants and they want detail about the soap opera they've been watching. So he went to the place to give them details. He went to get exclusive interviews that no one had done for some reason. No one had done this whole time. No one had gone and talked to Scott. Zumock was too poor to actually pull it off, but he was doing like he was calling Scott and talking to him and stuff like that and broadcasting it. He was starting to do it. That's the stuff people were interested in. This Minnesota weirdo has been walking around just amongst the populace and no one really knew. Well, he decided to expose how weird he was on the inside to everybody for some reason. And so now people want to know about it. They're like, how the fuck does this guy even exist? Referencing Aaron. they want to know, like, how does this exist? How does he get wrapped up with these people? Like, how does he get into all of these relationships when he parts his hair like Moses parted the seas? Like, it doesn't make any sense, but he does it. And so he's wildly interesting. I wish I didn't know him because he's so fascinating, and I don't like having the baggage associated with my prior relationship. Like, so, but Melton's like, okay, I can buy a plane ticket, which, Keanu, for everybody else in the world, that's not that big of a deal to buy a plane ticket. It's not that expensive. But he bought a plane ticket and flew to Minneapolis, and then drove an hour to St. Cloud. And that's not that weird for an investigative journalist or anybody telling a story to go get the facts from the primary sources.
Right.
He did that. You guys are the only people that think this is weird that he did that. To go to an open court hearing on the thing he's been talking about for a year coming to a head, that he's made thousands and thousands of dollars on, and this trip stood to make him thousands more, and probably did. Like, of course he did that. If you would do anything close to that, you would make more money. You'd be a better storyteller. You'd be a better podcaster. But you and Gino can't figure that out. I don't know why. Well, it's because you're comedians and you don't understand like the reporting aspect and the storytelling aspect of it, because all your storytelling happens, and this is respect. I'm saying this respectfully, happens in very short segments. These jokes and bits that are cleverly written. And stand up is it's a format that I'm not good at and can't do. I love the heck out of people who can. You tell stories in a different way. The problem here is your inability to see cross genre about what's valuable somewhere else. And that's embarrassing that you don't get it. It's actually stupid. And people look at you and go, how do you not understand that if I pay $300 to fly and I go to a place and stay overnight for 2 days, that I will make $10,000 from that?
Right.
The fact that you don't understand that, it tells us everything we need to know about how successful you've been, how deeply you think in general, and just how much of a failure you're going to be for the rest of your life. You'll never draw an audience until you learn that that's important.
I mean, I can't really follow that up with anything. All right, I'm hitting play. I have to run pee, but I'll be right back. So it's that, or I can do a little. We can do a little break. Let me do this. I'll do a real quick break, and come back. That way, I don't miss anything either. Here's this though.
This song is getting me hard, so I better play it.
Okay, is he done? Or? So the entire show was just him clowning my ass. Fucking boring. Like, who spends this much time bitching about their ex? Like, fucking.
Whee! I love it. I gotta
he's
get
still
some
there.
music set to that, but I do love the clip.
I gotta say, the last time that Kiki and I were on the same show, right, went a very like specific way.
Yes.
And I did one thing that I didn't want to do, and I do actually feel bad about it. I insulted her mom, and I really shouldn't have. So Kiki, to you and to Michaeline, like I'm really sorry about that. You deserved everything I said about you. You're a horrific bitch. But I don't know Michaeline from Eve, so like I am sorry. Like I didn't. I got a little bit too much into my own feelings there. Apologies for
Well,
that.
That was nice and honest. I've tried to stay away from making any comments about her mother too, because I just, for me personally, it's a line that I don't like to cross. She's been just as nasty to me as Keanu, and has
Okay,
egged
Keanu's
Keanu
coming
on,
on.
cheered her
Okay,
on
let's
from
see
the
if this is
sidelines.
Keanu.
But I try my best not to say anything. That may change though. I've had
I
that
mean,
all on of it.
If my kid was involved in something, I would be cheering them on from the
Like
sidelines too, right?
cocaine?
Sure,
Like,
sure.
so
Like
I actually
cocaine?
don't, I don't have anything against her, and I was really I was untoward towards her, and so I figured I'd make that apology because that was
Holy
me
fucking
losing my
shit.
cool.
Okay, Keanu, come
Rather
on,
than just
Keanu. You
screaming
better
at
come
you,
out
which was my
swinging,
intention,
Keanu.
was to scream at you. So
Well, I think that, but I think that's a fair take, and for the same reason, I've said the same thing as far as Mike Lean goes and Gino. Like that's exactly where they should be, is being supportive of Keanu and whatever whatever it is she's doing. So I agree with that. But on a one-on-one, Michaeline, I don't know, she hates me, but that's okay. All right.
Stonies, you dragged your wife there.
I did not.
You went to his gym. I think he's well within his right to file an HRO against you. And
I did
you're
not
not
drag
supposed
my
to be
wife to
talking
Stonies.
about it, you stupid little worm. You mollusk of a man.
Oh, I'm
But
following the
you're
order.
okay, but you're a great lawyer. Your hands
Oh,
are
wow.
Keeping
This
the
is
order,
great.
which made no sense at all because that order, I'll be honest, that order was completely bogus. It was based on obvious free speech, and there was nothing done
Yeah.
to
free
deliver
speech.
Man.
that free speech
This is gonna be keto.
specifically to the alleged victim. But hey, he's based in smart lawyers.
You're not supposed to be
Tomorrow's
talking about this,
keeping him out of
dipshit.
trouble. And
Look at how like
please,
he's
I'm
folding.
talking about the HRO that
I
Ashley
know.
posed against April and Aaron. How does she not get this?
That was one of my very first points when I heard it. That was the very first thing. I was like, no, because here in a minute, it's insane. She just can't track it. And I tell you what she does. I've seen it time and time again. She will think, someone's getting ready to say something. She'll pause it, or she'll just completely check out. And she will fill that blank in with whatever she assumes you're going to say, or what she, wants to believe that you're going to say.
Who
So
the
it's
fuck
like, you can
cares?
just be quiet and listen and let him finish the sentence. But I knew you were talking about Ashley's HRO.
Yeah, I told Aaron in April because I was at their house and was driving away. I was driving home. We'd gotten like 10 minutes away, and April calls me and tells me that they have these. They just got served these HROs by the police, and so he turned around and drove right back. To like go help, like, because it's scary to get served shit by the police. It just is. No, it's never anything good. And so I looked through them though, and I'm like, you got to talk to your lawyer. I'm not your lawyer, but these are complete bullshit. Like, yeah, did they say some gross or mean jokes or whatever about Ashley? So fucking what? The way harassment works, like if you're just talking into the void, it's really hard to harass someone because you're not exposing them to it. We have other things for, like, if you lie about someone, right? We have defamation or false light. Like we have those things take care of things that you say. Harassment is not about what you say. It's about what you're doing to cause apprehension intentionally in another person. That's harassment. So if you're just broadcasting, you're generally not harassing someone unless you're calling for action against them or something like that. Now, if you record your broadcast and send the link to like everyone that they know, like all their family members, and be like, look at how awful blah, blah, blah is, that's different, right? Like that's the harassment is in the
They're not
act
actually
of
bringing Keanu
making
on.
that communication
Are they
known to
scared
the
of
person and
Keanu?
the people that they know to again bring them apprehension or anxiety. That's what harassment is. So the harassment restraining order of Ashley was completely bogus because April and Aaron didn't do anything to bring that information to Ashley. All they did was tell some jokes that maybe like didn't land very well and were a little bit far on their show. That's not harassment, and that shouldn't have been in an HRO, and it shouldn't have done anything. I told them to fight it. Aaron's lawyer, who is his good friend from high school, decided he shouldn't fight it, and instead he should negotiate to keep it, but change some of the terms. Aaron's lawyer didn't tell April when the hearing was, so she didn't show up. So she didn't know like when to be there at all because, like, again, Aaron's kind of a dick. I don't know if people have noticed this, but yeah, his lawyer who represented April was her official lawyer. Committed malpractice and didn't keep in contact with her, and then dropped representation rather than representing her at that hearing. They said no, we're dropping representation. That was a bitch move by the lawyer. But those HROs were completely bogus. Ashley should not have gotten them. He should have fought them, and I told him he should fight them because he talks online. He's going to fuck up, and then he did. But yeah, I have every ability to talk about that. I'm not under a gag order there, Keanu.
She doesn't get that. She doesn't understand, and she's gonna berate you about it for a
Doing
minute.
the right thing.
I think I can speak it.
And then of course he gets his violation. Now there's another funny thing about the violations, and I don't know if he knows
Forever.
this.
I don't
because
know.
I know that his attorney, Todd Peterson, one of the most embarrassingly stupid attorneys I've witnessed in person. His attorney, Todd Peterson, may not have told him that this offense, as well as the prior offense, the HRO violations, are what we call enhanceable offenses. That means that if you were to commit another crime, or if he won, the U is not directly directed to him. It is a
You're a crime on humanity. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You are probably on whippets right now. Where are your
No,
children? You
I'm
are
not.
ridiculous. You're a ridiculous human being. Wait, it
This,
is
where
it is
are
so
you
fucking
pluses? With the "where are your children right now" thing is so fucking weird. This is my job. I'm home 24 hours a day unless I'm with my kids or like running some errand. So this whole like "where are your children now?" Some people go to work for 8 hours a day. I work from home on occasion a couple hours.
Lawyers
a day.
don't do that. Lawyers don't
You're
do
not
that.
watching your kids. Bitch, I've watched my kids for more hours than kids you've swallowed. So shut the fuck up.
Oh, mercy. Well, that
Doesn't
she
make
does
any
that with
sen-
me all the time too. She's
Huh?
like, shouldn't you be with your kids? I'm like, it's 11 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. Where do you think they are?
Well,
But
and we found a way to maximize the amount of time with our kids by working from home.
right.
Like I've worked from home for 15 years. Like this idea that I'm not around my kids or whatever, don't pay attention to them. I work from home for 15 years. I'm always here. I'm always around. I'm here for whatever they need. They have a really, really pretty fucking wonderful life. And they like the heck out of me because of it, because I get to spend so much time with them. I'm blessed in that way. It's like, that's the way I wanted it to be.
She
Is that
says
what
the
3 of them are
opposite.
no longer homeschooled?
unbelievable for this man
Faggot.
to say if you were to commit another crime. Remember when you, I don't know, missed your drug test, made it fucking like you have 5 years probation because you're
I
a
didn't even
fucking
miss the drug
junkie,
test.
dog. You have 5 fucking kids. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. Melton said creepy shit about his fucking kids. Okay, flies there, goes to his.
Melton said one creepy
He's
joke.
been working at home for
The cup holder
15
joke
years.
it's pretty
Like,
gross.
what-
It's
what was
not
his legal
funny
career?
either. It was, and he.
What was his
it
legal
a bad
career?
joke. Like it was, but this man has been talking about Aaron forever, and he said one creepy joke. Gino has said over and over that he's just waiting for my daughters to turn 18 so he can masturbate to their OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm. Keanu did a live stream where her and her mother went on about my kids and talked about me and Jackie being in another room and making all these sexual sounds and so forth. It was gross. And she told me to my face that she felt like she stepped over the line and she took it down, which I respected. And I was like, thank you, and it was sort of like all right, she's human, but that didn't last long, and it's like, I don't know. You've got to be able to apply that across the board. Now, I don't know. I've sort of given up on it because since then it's just gotten worse. There's no talking to her because she doesn't understand simple concepts. There's no like back and forth because all she wants to do is yell and repeat herself over and over again. So there's never like, that was like the only slight amount of sense that I ever saw in her was when I thought it was heartfelt, but it clearly wasn't. She doesn't want to talk about that either. So whatever. I'll keep going.
Your lawyer made such a fool of you at that hearing. I don't think it's looking that good for you too. And furthermore, they said, until this is settled, shut the fuck up about it. Don't talk about it.
This is settled. This is long settled. It's actually over. The harassment restraining order against Ashley is gone. I'm not sure what hearing my lawyer made me look like a fool in, The only time my lawyer made me look like a fool was when I had appointed counsel in the family case, and that appointed counsel was too retarded to object when she should have objected, and did not have the case sealed immediately because that lawyer, and I know her, Dawn Weber, she has no business being in a courtroom. She didn't know the rule of completeness. She doesn't know the rules of evidence. She didn't know anything about our situation or who I am. And it was really disappointing because I've referred people to that woman in the past. And now I regret every single referral that I've ever sent her way because what she did in that courtroom was malpractice. She wouldn't say that I have a Fifth Amendment right. She said I was reluctant to answer questions. And I'm like, I have a Fifth Amendment right to not answer the question, you dumb bitch. That lawyer was garbage completely. It should never be. Now, the best part is that that lawyer and the lawyer that was appointed to Kayla, John Mueller, also an absolute trash lawyer, absolute shit. They
Yeah,
get
better than
appointed
you,
to
Nick.
every
They actually
single
take
child
cases.
custody case in Candy, Ohio County. Now imagine you're not me, rich asshole lawyer. All right. Imagine you're poor Somali or poor Hispanic, English as a second language parent with no job. And those two motherfuckers are who are supposed to represent you against the government. They frequently and with no problem give children to the state, take them from their parents, and they're supposed to do the opposite. They don't do their job. They're the worst people I can think of because what they do is monstrous. They're supposed to be defending parents' rights, and what they do is they just sell them upriver. And the poor, our county has a high percentage population of Hispanic and high Black, particularly Somali population. Those people have no idea about the American legal system, and they get subjected to it through two of the worst attorneys I've ever seen. And the county is happy to appoint them because the county always wins, except when they come up against an asshole lawyer with the resources to fight.
Well, okay, so look, I'll play another minute of this. If you want her on, I'll send you the link. I'm 50-50. I could go either way. It doesn't do anything really for me to send her the link. She has her own show.
I'm
But
completely indifferent about it. I don't care. If you want to,
same, I really don't care either.
it wouldn't bother me in any way, but also like I don't have a desire to talk to her. I don't have much to say. I'm not going to leave or anything if she comes on, and I'm not going to scream at her like I did last time. I did that for a very specific purpose. I achieved it, and that's fine. That said, she's retarded, so it'll be rough.
I just feel like she's been nothing but nasty to me specifically, and for her to come and like
Yeah.
try to strong arm her way onto the show and then be like, "Oh, you're scared." Stop it. But anyway, it doesn't benefit me, so I don't know that I will. But
I mean, I don't want to handhold a toddler through Schindler's List. Like talking to Keanu is impossible.
it is.
There's
It is.
nothing there. I'm sorry, Keanu. Like, you know,
I've tried, but she only hears what she wants to hear. She takes bits and pieces of information, doesn't understand it, and then wraps her mind around it and that opinion, and then repeats it any and everywhere she goes. She won't listen. She won't listen. So all it will be is her screaming whippets and whatever else, yelling about kids or something. Yeah, you've been disgusting to me, Keanu, and other people in my family, and Jackie and people in her family. So it's just people. You know what you are, and it's just really gross. It is, but I don't think it. Honestly, like I'm like you. I'm kind of indifferent. I could send her the fucking link and sit here and watch, but it's I don't know what that would prove. And I'm gonna let her finish. I'm gonna let her finish, like Kanye.
I'm no lawyer, obviously. Gino can't even tell the difference between a civil lawsuit and just a reporting a crime, right? Gino thinks everyone's suing everyone.
I do, and I love that people are like, your system. Like, I'm sorry, don't pay attention to it. What are they doing? Well, he filed an order and he broke the law. I'm like, okay, what do I care? Either way, anything that goes through the courts is wasting tax dollars when it comes to these four idiots. That should just be in a cell together, in my opinion.
Right. They should have all just done 8 days together, and then everybody could move on with their lives. And Patrick Melton could, well, actually, that would be very bad for him. What would he do with himself? What will Patrick Melton do, in my opinion, when that HRO goes through and he can't talk about fucking the toe anymore? I don't know. I think he'll go through
I love the lack of logic. Like they should just all have done 8 days together. Why? That doesn't make any sense. Not
That was kind of funny. Come on, that was kind of funny because if y'all were all like were forced to be in a
in a
room
cell
together for 8
together,
days, yeah, that would be funny.
it would be funny, but like at the same time, like it's missing the whole thing here. Here's the reality. According to how things were working out, Aaron shouldn't even have spent a day in jail. He talked his way in. Well, actually, you talked his way into jail.
Yep.
That was all on him. He had negotiated it out. You know, I didn't really like, I thought he should go to jail for at least a little bit because I don't think he'll actually change. But so what? Who cares what I think? I'm not involved, right? Like
Right.
that's the state. So he negotiated it out. He just couldn't keep his mouth shut. He can't do it. That's the whole thing. Like any of these programs where you are exchanging jail for some sort of liberty, you're supposed to be improving and getting rid of the things that got you to the place you're in. He can't do it. It's wild that he can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he proved that he kind of can because from the once he filed HRO against me, he shut his mouth. The crazy thing is he could shut his mouth about Kayla when he filed the HRO against me, but it had to involve me. Like he couldn't do it until it was me involved. And like I don't get that brokenness in him. I don't understand why he couldn't just keep his mouth shut from the the initial thing. And then when being told, yeah, you violated this a whole bunch of times, and he got the list. He probably got the thing Kayla submitted given to him. That being said, like he had all the information, then he just went ahead and basically did it again with the Stonies event. Like that's someone who who is not changing and is not rehabilitating. Eventually they will put you in jail and they'll say like, we'll try and rehabilitate you here. But that's on him. He did all that. No one did that to him. That it wasn't unfair or anything like that. He earned that because he just wouldn't stop the behavior. You know what I stopped the moment I was arrested? Drugs. Stopped him immediately. They're gone.
Yeah.
Well,
and when he went to Florida and gave his channel over to these two and gave permission on Twitter for his audience, anyone that's in passing, to come on and ask them questions specifically about things that he couldn't talk about and couldn't answer questions on, what did they do? They became that mouthpiece for him and just talked his way into a violation. That was dumb on their part, but even dumber on his.
It was. And if I'm not mistaken, they have since confirmed that not only did that happen, but behind the scenes, he encouraged them to talk about her, which was just, again, turbo stupid. And the silly thing is, he doesn't have to. The damage has been done, right? Like the fallout from this will last however long it will last. He doesn't need to like keep doing this stuff. And for someone who keeps saying they've moved on from the past and they've let it all go and they're just at peace now, it's like, brother, you can't stop talking about this.
It's true. All right, I'm gonna hit these real quick and hit play. Chaz Dumock says TLP in 7 minutes. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you. Woke David Koresh says Keanu, Haley has 500 plus watching. Your dumbass cannot break 50 viewers. Not wrong. Here we go.
Here's how the tablet works in jail. The tablet they give you is remote controlled and regularly monitored. The apps, movies, and access granted is remote installed. Yes, added for you. Good behavior will grant you access to services. And likewise, if you don't behave, they'll remove your entertainment.
Word up.
Nick's wife doesn't have my Google results. Bing, bing, ding-a-ling.
Bing, bing, ding-a-ling. Where's my, hold on, where's
Bing, 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 bing.
I know, I like that one.
Bing, 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 bing.
A rusty roof leads to a damp cellar. Am I right, Ginger Minge? Wait till I get out. You all are fucked. Ooh, another win for the toe.
Oh, no.
No.
Gagzuki says, this is why you shouldn't send Keanu a link. She'll just repeat the same thing she always does. We're tired of it. See, Keanu, that's not me. And I've had enough interactions with you to see that that's the truth. So it's like, what am I going to get out of it? Nothing. You're the only one that benefits. Fuck off.
A major fucking depression. I don't know. And this is the only joy you have 5 children. This is the only joy you've experienced in the past, 6 months? that's mental illness or
It is?
drugs,
Oh,
in
cool.
my opinion.
Royal you. But if one were to commit another crime after having 2 enhanceable offenses, that means that a misdemeanor becomes a felony.
She
Which
doesn't get
means
this
that should
either.
someone else decide to take out a restraining order
Shocker.
against him, and should he violate that restraining order, it will not be a misdemeanor. It will not be a gross misdemeanor. It will, by statute, be a felony. Being convicted of it will be very, very unpleasant.
That's
and
who knows
recommended.
either.
Do you understand?
Because if
This
you think-
am I wrong? Again,
You
Keanu,
got
this is
your-
all he has, and he's
Yeah.
he's throwing threats out because like and he's hoping that Aaron will do it so it can go on longer because all he got was 8
No.
days. You know, and he
Right.
wanted 45 days and no drinking like fucking he has, but something's going on
I
there.
didn't want
mean,
the
I'm probably-
45 days no drinking, to be clear. I wanted a year in no drinking. Like my desire for what happened to Aaron is way bigger than what the state was going to do. It wasn't up to me. I had nothing to do with that. But I'm not
Sure.
making some threat and hoping Aaron violates. I'm hoping Aaron specifically does not violate. I like the terms of his probation. I think they're acceptable. He decided to make someone a victim, and because of that, he can't talk about them. That's oh, hey, thanks, girl. I've got one. Don't worry about it. My daughter just brought me noodles.
Nice.
Because he violated it is why he's going to jail. I would prefer he doesn't. Because he made someone a victim and then continued that victimization and has openly stated he wants to be able to continue that victimization. He said, wait 2 years, then the bombshells come out, then this stuff happens. He's talking about it this way. His mind is in the wrong place because I'm not sure what he thinks is going to happen there. But that being said, all Kayla and I want is for him to just leave her alone. Just leave her alone. That's it.
Listen, I mean, she said there's something is amiss, in my opinion. And I mean, this is all he has. This is,
One more thing.
fucking Galaxy Gas and
One more thing. Something is amiss. You're right, Keanu. But what's amiss is the lack of understanding that Aaron seems to have about his own situation, or that anyone around him like you have about where he is. That's why I was talking about the enhanceable offenses. His lawyer did not consider any of this stuff. I guarantee you he didn't talk to Aaron about it. If Kayla takes out an HRO against Aaron and he does what he did during his release and violates the conditions of the HRO, it will be a felony. Now he's already got a gross misdemeanor on his record and another HRO violation. It will be a felony charge. It will not be pleable down because the statute says it's enhanced to a felony. This is really bad for him. The other thing his lawyer sold him upriver on is that because he didn't do an Alfred plea or a Norgard plea, he pled to the facts of the unlawful dissemination. And there's a civil statute in Minnesota that mirrors the criminal statute, which means he's already admitted to all of the elements of the civil statute. There is no fight. We win if we file that lawsuit, period. There's no way around it. The only fight will be over damages and how much damage was done. He loses, and his lawyer could have protected him. If I were his lawyer, I would have protected him from that by having him take an Alfred or a Norgard plea. He didn't even ask. He didn't even ask for it. These are the things that are screwing him over, and it's because he doesn't understand the place he's in. He doesn't get it. He thinks that this is some vendetta from me or whatever. I didn't want the criminal charges against him at all, because at the time they were filed, he was still a very likely witness in my case. I didn't want anything that looked like witness tampering or witness intimidation. I did not want to report the crime. I did not. He thinks I masterminded all this. I did not. I saw the look on my wife's face when I told her what happened, and I asked her what she wanted to do. That's all. She says, I have to report this. And that's it. And that was the right move for her, because it did not stop him, but it slowed down and will eventually stop him. But I didn't want to do this. I didn't want anything to do with Aaron ever again. Like it was a thing that happened, a relationship that happened, and then everybody was supposed to just move on like fucking adults. But he can't, because he's a child.
Aaron Imholt are his drugs.
Yeah.
Right now. That's it.
But he's also
God
so
forbid.
delusional that he's threatening him because he just assumes like Aaron will do something stupid, which he can't because he's denounced me. Because again, that's what they do. Like it's free speech, and I was just saying, yeah, but they tied it together. He's so proud of himself right now.
Keep talking. I'm getting a sticky stick.
Take your time, baby. All I was saying was, and feel free to disagree, chat. He's so proud of himself right now. Am I wrong? And it seems obvious, like, because he got him. He got Aaron in jail, for 8 days. He wanted 15. He wanted 45, apparently.
This is all you're doing, okay? Just eat your noodles and take it.
He wanted to take away his drinking, but he got some.
Yeah, the prosecutor came in and didn't even tell us what she was asking for on the jail time. We had no idea she was going to say 45 days. They don't talk to us. It's not like a thing. So no, there was something he said just a second ago. Damn it. What was it? What did you say right before that?
Gino?
Yeah.
About here, I'll play it.
Threatening him because he just assumes like Aaron will do something stupid, which he can't because he's denounced me. Because again, that's what they do. Like it's free speech, and I was just saying, yeah, but they tied it together. He's
right
so
there.
proud of himself right now.
Yes.
There is no free speech issue here. There's no free speech issue here at all. The government is not preventing Aaron from saying stuff about Kayla at all. They're not. The government has given Aaron an opportunity to not be in jail for 364 days. And the way he does that is by agreeing to not speak about Kayla. That's the big difference. There's no free speech issue. Aaron could speak about Kayla if he did his 364 days in jail. He could do it. He would not be under the same restriction.
What kind of
He
coke
would
is
not be on
that?
probation. He would do his jail time from his sentence, and that's what he would do. He has that option. The free speech issue was long ago. They never put that free, they never just came out and said, you can't say anything about her or whatever. That never happened. This is an agreement for staying out of jail. And that's what a lot of people keep missing, is where your rights attach really matters when you're discussing them. This isn't a free speech issue because no one's preventing him from saying it. He's agreeing not to, and then he's violating his agreement. That's the difference. Sorry.
No, that's fair.
Keep talking. I'm getting a
Whether or not she got any of that, I don't know. Maybe if she goes back and plays it on a slower speed or something, and then looks up all the definitions of the words she didn't understand that you just used. But we understood.
Take your time, baby. All I was saying was, and feel free to disagree, chat. He's so proud of himself right now. Am I wrong? And it seems obvious. It's like, because he got him. He got Aaron in jail, for 8 days.
Aaron
he
got
wanted
Aaron
15.
in jail.
He wanted 45, apparently. He wanted to take away his drinking, but he got something. It's 8 days. And now he's like, so now what's next? Because God forbid he addresses, God forbid he removes the board from his eye so he can take the speck out of his children's. God forbid he says, how can I fix my family?
Right,
He's like, how can I fuck with Aaron more? Right?
Right.
You go, baby. Perfectly
I'm
done.
not the most religious person, but I heard, why am I looking at the piece of sawdust in somebody else's eye? I'm paraphrasing, when I have a plank in my eye. God forbid you hang out with your fucking kids who are probably traumatized from having a fucking battering ram go through their door with their high, junky
Should I hang out with him or should I contribute to the trauma? Which one is it? Like, am I the worst dad ever? If I'm the worst, most abusive, horrible dad you've ever heard of, why would you want to put me next to the children? There's no consistency here. But again, if there's a couple things going on. If you think that I have not spent significant time reevaluating my decisions and going over them, like you're crazy. I've had nothing but time to do that. It's taken a lot. That being said, I always had a great relationship with my kids. Always. The neglect and abuse shit was thoroughly rejected. Both by the courts, by CPS, by the investigator. They did, they had 6 months to find anything and they found nothing. They had every opportunity to find anything about that. But I already had a strong relationship with my kids. It's better now. It's much better than it was. And it was great before. Again, I've spent almost every moment of their lives in their presence because they were homeschooled and I was home. I'm fortunate to have more time than most dads will ever get a chance to have. That said, they're also growing up in the age of the internet and they know I'm a YouTuber. Like, I see people all the time. They're like, oh, your kids are going to find out about this. Maybe at some point they'll find out some of the details. Sure. They know some of the details. They lived it. Like they were there. They were the ones, they were in court with us sometimes. They know all of this stuff. Guess what? Nobody fucking cares. Nobody
Oh,
cares.
that's
You know
a
why?
oh,
Because people struggling with a drug issue for a while is kind of common in this
that
country.
is
It
a
happens to a lot of
giant
people. It
cope.
happens to a lot of parents. It doesn't really mean much other than
What are
someone
you
struggling with a
talking
drug
about?
issue. How they go forward
What
is
are
up
you
to them,
talking
and
about?
that's a different thing. I've been, sober since
What a
April 15th
cope.
was my last drink, and it's just over 6 months now, and everything's been going fine. I go to whatever church I want to, whatever school I want to go to, or whatever. And
Not the
people
old
just say
one.
hi, and they're kind. No one's like this. No one's like y'all. No one thinks like this. And no one treats my kids poorly. In fact, it's funny because their classmates sometimes joke, like when drugs or whatever are mentioned in their school lessons, their classmates will look at them like, you know about that.
You're
right? Like
getting bullied.
they're ribbing each other
Fucking
because they're kids.
retard.
And that's what they
They're
do.
getting
But
bullied.
you have to understand they're growing
They're
up in a different
straight
time
up
than all
getting
of us
bullied.
did. Everything is different. Communication is different. The knowledge of other people's lives is different because we have so much more access and so much more connectivity. That's normal for them. That's native. For us, it's foreign. We're still trying to get used to it. And so we think, oh my God, people are going to see this. There will come a time in the very near future where every presidential candidate will have nudes out there, every single one, because it'll become so ubiquitous with the rise of OnlyFans and the exchange of, and the tampering down of American prudity and the exchange of sexual images or nude images earlier on. Like that is all becoming normalized for better or worse. Like I'm not making a moral judgment on it, but needless to say, our children are growing up in the environment where that's normal, that these things aren't crazy to them. They're crazy to us because we grew up in a different time. And that again, this is something though that Gino and Keanu cannot do. They lack the mental capacity
Yeah,
to put themselves
I don't like that at all.
into any
Like
other
him
place. They don't
sitting
have
there,
empathy.
just being like, "Oh,
That's
they're
that.
not getting
Well, there you
bullied.
go.
People just make
She's
fun of
saying,
them." Like, yeah, that's being
basically, oh, that's
bullied.
the
You
one.
fucking
She said something
retard.
about this one.
What is he talking about?
I have heard this explanation 550 million times, but it's not my place to try to defend. So if you want to respond, fine. If not, I'm going to hit play and keep it moving.
Go for it. Wait, your kid tested positive for blow. I'm not a parent, but I consider that a problematic relationship, not a strong one. Yeah, only because she was holding
fucking
and I didn't
bastard.
know. Like, good lord.
That
Come on, kid.
genuinely makes me upset. That is so out of touch and delusional.
I've beaten,
It's just
I've beaten the
jokes,
thing to
man.
death on the.
They don't care. Like they care.
On
They care a
kid
lot.
testing positive thing. If you can't have this discussion with someone who doesn't understand how drug testing works. You can't have the discussion with someone who doesn't understand that despite allegedly having done a whole bunch of lines of cocaine with my 8-year-old, the state who did not know that when they filed the child endangerment charges that they learned after.
Yeah, after they tested her, you idiot.
And didn't file child abuse charges or anything. I was never even accused of this. So this
I was
idea
never
that's some this idea that that's some issue that is between me and my daughter, like that there's some lingering thing.
She's like 8.
Sweetheart, it didn't happen.
She probably doesn't even know what she
And
did.
the first person who said,
probably like
I
10
want to
now, right?
retest.
She probably doesn't even know what she
something's wrong here,
did.
was me. The first person who said, I want to solve the problem. I want to find the answer. I want to know why this test occurred was me. The county told me no. And they said no with a smile. The investigator did. And you know why? It's because your gay boy Aaron lied to them about who I am. He had them convinced I was a literal cult leader.
He knows
like
you
a
better
Charles
than
Manson-esque cult leader.
You are.
Because they don't know me at all. So
he was there.
Once that happened, they thought I was evil. They didn't need any help. But they got that test. They never accused me of it. They didn't allow us to fight it.
Yeah,
believe
because
me,
it was
we
confirmed.
were geared up for a fight.
All right, fair enough. I'm going to try to let her. There's a couple other things that I'd like for you to respond to if I can get to it, but I'm not
this
exactly
bitch
sure.
too. This fat,
I
this
didn't listen to the
piggy
whole
looking
thing.
whore.
Fucking parents getting taken away from you in their
Early
fucking
on.
shithole. It's not. It's a big beautiful house that they just fucking destroyed.
This
Obviously,
bitch is enabling child abuse
with your children. How about that?
Because you know why?
How about
Because
instead of calling into Tuki's show to still talk about this, how about instead of calling into fucking Fat Deposit Back Fat Melton show to still talk about this? How about instead of being in fucking big fucking asshole big red chat to still
That's
talk
me.
about this. How about you repair?
That's
You have
me.
some time off because you're not streaming and you can't be a lawyer anymore. You have some time off. How about you repair the
No little
relationships I'm sure
cinnamon
you
gum.
fucking sullied with your 5 fucking children? How about that, Rack?
You know why? And I can answer that in one sentence. And I'm curious as to your thoughts because the one is impossible. It's so far gone. But he's got a chance to fuck with Aaron more, so he's gonna pursue that because he has no chance of saving his family. He's lost his wife's respect.
Lost. You're gone. I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
over.
he's lost his household. His kids
She's
don't know
not
what's
nice.
going on. Apparently, they hate him, which someone wrote in the chat. That's the only place I heard it, but it makes sense. So what's easier, to save the family he ruined
Did you hear that?
by doing drugs and all that shit?
I
or just
guarantee
fuck
you
Aaron
they hate
more?
him. I
His
guarantee
argument is
it.
so fucked up, and they already gave him one fucking win for the toe.
I
on me. It's
guarantee
easier
it.
for him to do that than fix his own pathetic, ruined, bottoming out life.
I guess so, but like at some point, where does it fucking end? Well, I mean, what do you tell me, Eugene? Do you think his family, from what I've heard from a reliable source, somebody that was having sex with him, hi Petunia.
That's Baltic 15's popped in. I put it on
The
my
ADHD takes over.
Before she says whatever stupid thing
Yes.
she's going to say about she had that conversation with April, right?
I guess.
What does Keanu do when she gets DMs from someone? Like, what has she done with him in the past? She has a
Immediately reads them off online.
there's one set of DMs that she didn't.
Mm-hmm. Wonder why.
It's really weird that she never read those. In fact, it's probably because right after having the conversation where I allegedly was outed by April as an abusive monster, Keanu said, "I'm glad she has you. Thanks for checking on her. I wanted to make sure she's okay. It's really nice that you're there." And I said, "Yeah, well, I love her." This is a year ago. I was absolutely still in love with April a year ago. And everything, like Keanu didn't come out with this like, "You suck, you're awful, like how dare you? April just told me everything." She said, "I'm glad you're there for her. I just got scared. She didn't sound right." And I said, "Yeah, no problem. I got over there as quick as I could. I love her." It's hard to navigate at the time to get over there because Kayla and I were in a little bit of a different place. Like I said, this is all a year ago. And the relationship between me and April would end about a month later than those events. And but at the time it was still there. It was in a strange place. There were reasons we were not together that involve the government and things that the government didn't how do I word this? The government didn't say anything about us hanging out with April at all, but the government put restrictions on anyone who was around us and the kids for a little bit of time. So it limited who we could see. Anyone who wanted to hang out with the kids had to be drug tested and approved and alcohol tested and had to be approved by the state, which is wild when you think about it. Like if your friends want to come over, they have to have a drug and alcohol test, and they can't have drank, even if they're not under any restriction. Right? Like that's a weird thing that the county tried to do for a little bit. It didn't last long, but this is in that period. So yeah, when Keanu called me and then messaged me and said, "Can you check on April? Like she doesn't sound great." It was a matter of me like getting a few minutes of time to be able to go visit her. And I did go visit her and talk to her and made sure she was okay. She was in kind of a dark place, but we had a really good conversation. And then I went home. And, that's that. But Keanu didn't complain about it then. Keanu only complained about it later because her position on anything isn't rooted in reason or logic or anything at all other than her emotions now. So she has no ability to anchor something where it was. She doesn't have any ability to analyze anything. This woman is a walking corpse.
Her name.
I'm fucking her.
When did you do that?
Like 3 minutes.
They get
ago. not even. I'm
sidetracked
very
for a
pleased with it.
second.
Look, Eugene, I made our peace. I
But
don't
you
know
get
if
what
we'll
I'm
ever
saying?
make our peace
Like
with
if you
April,
listen to him
but
shitting on me, it's because he's siding with Pat Dixon. So
Right.
that's not going to age well to normal people, and it's going to age fine with people that hate me, and that's fine with me on both counts.
that
you know?
that was the Florida Content House.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
When
actually
Daddy crushed
it's
it as a
actually
fucking
Clubfoot Snaggletooth's fault that that we even know Aaron, really. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So there you go.
I love
Anyway.
Kevin's soundboard. Awesome, Gene. Been a fan for a long time.
Okay, hold
Because
on.
John was like,
Let's
"How
see.
many single?"
They're
Don't get me
talking
wrong.
about
I
He
fell
should
ass
have.
backwards into
stuttering
this marriage,
John.
and I'm thrilled with it. You know, but we weren't looking for
That
it.
doesn't.
He's gay.
He's gay. I love it. It's my favorite. Metal lives. Thank you for the $2. Can the Sawman Shmuel? I mean,
I think the next
understand.
one's
He's just upset he
38,
can't go on
38.
and
I remember
do that one more.
in my mind.
I don't know.
Even doing it. I have no regret.
Whenever the
38,
children
I-
decide to start podcasts,
I'd
V5
say I don't know
Fofo.
how people watch this, but then I realize they don't.
They don't. No, they don't. This has 245 views. You've seen his channel and her channel, but I had it on earlier when I was getting ready and had it on 2x, 3x, whatever the highest speed is on the Twitter, because this is on Gina's channel. I guess she has it on her channel too, but 38, 38.
Kayla Jr. or Nick Jr., whatever their names are. I will be the first guest, and I will sit and listen to you, and we will never.
Oh,
not
that
talk
was
about
for your
women, okay?
kids. Hold on.
Father, repulsive. Again, when the kids start all of their podcasts, whenever the children decide to start podcasts, Fee-Fi, Fo-Fum, and
This is
Kayla
great
Jr.
stuff.
or Nick Jr., whatever their names are, I will be the first guest, and I will sit
First
and
of all-
listen to you, and we will not talk about whippets, okay? How about that?
Why would you be the first guest? My kids aren't dumb. They wouldn't have you on. But second of all, like you want to like listen to and promote my kids' podcasts and they have them. Cool. Yes, thanks. This is the world in this crazy world of podcasting. You need all the help and cross promotion you can get. Like, yeah, that's awesome. I love that when people are like, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to your show. Good. No, please don't. Don't do that. That would be awful. No one wants that to happen.
That's rough.
Again, no connection. I'm gonna be the first guest. What you're gonna go tell? You're gonna sit there. Like, let's say my son turns 18 next month. Let's say he starts a podcast and he has Kiki on, and she's gonna tell him everything about his dad. He's lived with me his whole life. Do you think you're going to convince him otherwise with stuff that he knows isn't true? Like, he knows it's not true. Do you get that? Like, they were there for their lives. So when you tell him like that they're like abused and neglected and stuff, he'll be like, huh? Okay, that's stupid. No, I wasn't. And that'll be that. What are you going to do? How are you going to inform a kid that his life is different than he experienced? It's silly. But again, nothing upstairs on this one.
Nope.
It's an empty attic.
When they're 18, of course.
Of course.
And I have no problem reporting them. Not a shred
For other
of
people,
sadness about it.
you're basically
Keanu
just.
Thompson, who is a
he say
walking
milk,
pile.
baby?
I'm done. I'm just almost done with this because he's just basically admitting what we know the entire time. He's laying out the facts. This is not what anybody wanted but him.
Look at what Doodle wrote, and I agree. It plays off of what you said. He basically admitted that he wrote Kayla's victim impact statement.
Yes,
He's
he
an adult.
basically admitted this is not he.
Okay, this comes from earlier on. You and we watched the clip of you earlier, but you made a statement about how you knew how to write police statements. You knew what they were looking for as with your background and everything. You know exactly what they're looking for, all the bullet points that you need to hit.
Right,
And she took it.
Why do you think they charged Aaron with a felony dissemination of an image without having the image? Right,
Well,
like it's because the report that was made was thorough to the point that they didn't need the image to get probable cause and even to make a conviction. They didn't need the image to do it because the report that we created was so thorough. Because I do know the elements of crimes, like and what the court is looking for and what the prosecutor needs to make the prosecution happen. So yeah, I do, and I know exactly what to write on the reports about violations. I know what they're looking for, and I'm happy to write them. Absolutely, but I didn't write her victim impact statement.
that was sort of the point. And then she went on to say that that's why she knew that some of the messages that were coming from April's phone or whatnot were written by you and not her.
Not a single time. I have not written a single message on behalf of April, either public tweets or private messages to anybody. She may have asked me for help with like a word or a sentence, just like you would do with a friend or family member who's around. Anybody who's writing a text that they want to come across a certain way would do that. When April was on her spree of tweeting really funny stuff, there was a lot of there was a lot of coded messaging in there directed towards me and a
Yeah,
lot
when he
directed
was
towards other people. I was just laughing and smiling. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was really great. And
he was,
you should
he
have
was 100%
seen
on her account.
the
Fuck
change in
that.
her
I
in
still
person,
don't believe that was actually her.
because that was her stepping over a spot and processing through, a transition between darkness and some light and moving forwards. And it came out on Twitter, and it was wild because people went fucking nuts over it. And that actually, the way people reacted to that precipitated the phone call between April and Keanu, and April being kind of worried about the reaction, because people were talking about calling wellness checks and sending the police to check on her. This is someone who's been through some trauma with the police not too long before that, so that wasn't really sitting well with her. And she called me in a panic asking if she did something wrong. I said, no, babe, you didn't do anything wrong. What are you talking about? Like, you're tweeting what you want to tweet. Like, you're sending your own words out. But see, here's the funny thing is Keanu is, again, of two minds here, which is weird because there's none there. But she's of two minds about this. I wasn't around April, right? Like, she knows I wasn't around her at this time. I wasn't there. And she even said in chat, she's like, you used to go visit her while your wife was at the grocery store. It's like, well, that's when I would have time to visit her, but we were separated away from each other. And so how am I writing these tweets? I'm not fucking there. Like, I'm not around. She knows this somewhere in her head, but she can't link these two concepts. I couldn't have been doing it. She was tweeting all day. I wasn't there, except for a very, very short amounts of time that I would get to see her, or if I had to drop something off, or, if she got some mail or something, stuff like that. But yeah, she has no ability to put these concepts together. I couldn't have been writing the tweets. I wasn't fucking there. But April and I communicate very similarly. And so that, I think, is where that came from. People thought that I was writing them, but we communicate similarly, but also very differently. One is I have a doctorate level education, and I'm an asshole who is a lawyer, right? Like, so my vocabulary is different than hers, dramatically so. But in concept and theme, we speak very similarly.
Alrighty.
Literally just now in this clip admits this isn't even Kayla's wishes. I will write this for my family because of his own fucking erection for Aaron Imholt, for his fucking little vendetta against Aaron Imholt, for doing the man thing and getting the fuck out of it.
What's weird for me, honestly, is her stance on this when she's been victimized herself by a man. Point blank, period, the end. You would think, and it's not believe all women, but you would think that she would be able to see from that perspective and know how it would feel from that angle as the woman feeling, I don't know, exposed to a degree. I don't know. I just don't know why, like, her allegiance to him is so strong. We watched a video not that long ago of when she had flipped on him, and that was all because April told her that Aaron had put his hands on her. But that changed too.
And that made her mad, but then Aaron said, no, I didn't. And then Keanu was fine with that, despite the fact that Aaron admitted to all of it online. And actually, one of the grossest parts of this entire saga is the fact that April made a police report against Aaron for the abuse. And once he had admitted to the abuse online on his show, she made a police report, and that police officer decided not to do anything with it, like specifically decided to just not help her out. And it was really awful and really painful for her, because they had an easy path to convicting him on domestic abuse charges. Because, like I said, his story matched her story exactly. And he said he squeezed her until she was quiet. That's insane. Hitting someone or squeezing them or physically imposing on them so that they stop doing something is abuse, period. There's no way around it. You don't get to control another adult through physical violence. And Aaron admitted to all of it. He said it explicitly on his show. So the St. Cloud police there were, or at least the officer who took her report, was really a piece of shit for not pursuing that further.
Well, and I wonder, would that change the relationship that they have with Aaron? If that is to be so, and what you just said was true, would that have changed anything? Because to your point, with her having these two different mind states at different times, these conflicting thought patterns. I don't know. There's just no consistency. I'm almost done with this. I'm not going to play all of it.
I think my theory on Keanu and Gino is, they flip flopped back and forth. I think when they thought there would be profit from it, and then there wasn't really any profit from it, and that that happens. People do that. That's not that out of pocket. I mean, I don't recommend doing that or living life that way, but people do it. It's not uncommon. But then I think once they found out there was no profit, they said, well, we have two options now. We've betrayed the trust of this one person over and over again, and she might not want to talk to us anymore. So then you stick with your homie. I don't really reckon that Gino and Keanu have a lot of friends, at least in the business side of this world. They're not likable, and they're not really a good resource on shows. I've heard Gino's a gas to hang out with in public, and he probably is. Schizo Sean even said so. That being said, like on shows, they don't bring in revenue, they don't bring in views, they don't bring anything to the table. And so in this world, they got nothing. So you stick with the person who's got your back, and and that's Aaron for them. I think it's really that simple.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's one of those things. It's sort of like burning bridges, but they are known for not having good business sense, having no backbone, having no loyalty, and until the money runs out, they will. They're your ride or die until they're not. And that doesn't go very far in business. And I've heard that about Gino too, that he's great in person. And maybe I'm sure he is. He looks like he's probably a lot of fun. She probably is. But
Okay,
anything.
People with it like insane ADHD and alcoholism, yeah, they're fun in person. I know, I am one. Well, because like the topics are constantly changing, but they're able to they're typically able to think on their feet, because they're used to things shifting all over the place. So in a group of people or whatever, they can keep up with conversations. It actually kind of works towards how ADHD brains work. And then of course you throw alcohol in the mix, and Gino, on occasion is funny. So yeah, he's going to be great to hang out with in person. But again, as far as on a podcast, like you get him on there and it's like, no, we need someone who can focus through something, through their own thought in this moment. Because you can't just be loud and explosive and a little bit surprising to make people laugh all the time on a show. It's hard to shock people through a camera. So that part of Gino doesn't come through really well. Instead, it's just, can you put together a thought? Do you have insight or specialty in anything? What he should do is try and focus his podcast on being a stand-up comic and what it's like and the struggles of that, and tell funny stories. That's what he should do, because that might be interesting. It's the closest thing he's got to expertise.
That's true. I think it was a real shocker to him to, leave Compound and realize,
I think that's
have as many people with him. Yeah.
Because I don't know if this is true. Rumor is that, Kumia was paying him something like $90,000 a year to do the show. So he does a show, he makes, decent enough money doing it. You get the impression that it's like a good thing. Gavin McGinnis buys Compound, is like, this show performs nothing, and cut the overwhelming majority of Compound Media's roster, right? Like he just went ahead and did that. And then those people go out and they're like, oh no, I'm a competent broadcaster. I made X amount of dollars. And I mean, there are days he doesn't break double digits.
Yeah. Many days, just about every day. Well, let me ask you this. I had one other clip, and if you want to stick around to comment on it, great. If not, that's okay too. Let me make sure this is what I want. Yeah. The only other thing that I was going to do today was to watch Potentially Criminal's response, because it was honestly, and you don't have to if you don't want to, but it was really wild the way that he talked about the prosecutor, the way that the sentence was laid out. It's more of the same from him, so it's not anything. But same with them,
Yeah.
sort of beating a dead horse with both of them.
These people get invested in like a side, and then they're surprised when things don't go the way that they want them to go based on the side, which is just, especially from someone like Sean, it's silly. Like you're a lawyer, like it doesn't work. It does. First of all, there's always a human element, and it but two, you got to know, like, your feelings don't matter. But he was in his feelings the whole time, and I still don't really know why. He says it's because he's a strong Christian, and Nick really offended him. It's like, okay, then why do you talk about doing cocaine all the time, or not doing it? But he alludes to it all the time and all this stuff. He does this thing that a lot of lawyers and people do when they're around police, especially, like they get tactical and they talk about, you've met those tactic bros, right? And he's like, they talk about how quick they draw their gun and all this stuff. And it's like, you're just a guy. No one cares.
Right.
Who are you?
It just seems like a lot of these people, like, it's extremely personal for them. Like, whatever you talk about a vendetta, it's like the passion that comes out of these people for trying to get to you and watching you fail. And it just, I don't understand it. Like, and I've said this before, but it's like two totally different camps where it feels like the people that watch Aaron, we're all sort of laughing and be like, oh, look at this clown, look what he's doing now. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? Is a very different vibe than the people that don't like you and come after you, because it not only feels personal but vicious.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just very.
And I know a bunch of people think I like misrepresented things to them or whatever. And I'll tell you, like, largely I didn't. I did change. I changed pretty dramatically in a really fast time. But that change that ball had been kicked off a while before. But once the change happened, it happened really quickly. And so then I think it happened quickly enough where people thought I was lying rather than changing. And that's there's not much I can do about it. I didn't mean to. Like, I wasn't thinking about it that way at all. I was just living, and we go through stuff and we change. And I got to a place where I started doing a bunch of stuff that I never would have done a couple years prior. But hey, like, I did it. I wasn't great at hiding most of it. I wasn't really trying to hide it. There's some things, like, there's a difference between hiding something and not wanting a clip of something, right? Like, I've been to hedonism a couple times. I didn't want that clip out
Nick,
there.
no!
I didn't care that people know that I went to hedonism. I didn't care that people, like, I told
try to
stories
hide it,
from
Nick?
and they're obviously from there. It's identifiable from what I was saying. That
Talking
being
about you
said,
didn't
I didn't want
care.
to clips of like saying I did this thing are much more digestible. Now it's all out there, so whatever. It's liberating. I don't really care. I'd go back there tomorrow if I could. Except, like, that'd be bad. But assuming I wasn't on probation, I'd
He
go
just
back there
fucker.
tomorrow.
The more you
It's
listen to
kind of
him,
hard to go to a place
the
like
angrier
that
you
without
get.
liquor. Like, that's no matter what else. Like, it's really tough to be at an all nude resort without liquor. You need a little bit of help with the jitters there. But that said, like, I didn't care that people knew. I just didn't want to clip, because clips are things you can send to family members and stuff like that. But now they all know because it's in the news.
Yeah.
So what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah, that's true. I guess it is probably pretty liberating now, but I could see that. And that's sort of, I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand, but for whatever reason, they feel extremely betrayed by you.
Yeah.
For your personal life sort of changing and doing what it did, and then, you coming full circle. But you hurt a lot of people.
I didn't mean to. That's all I know. Like, I didn't mean to hurt anybody. And this is my fault. Like, I wasn't thinking about how this would impact others. And I don't say that tongue in cheek, because one thing that took me a really long time, probably one of the biggest hurdles towards my sort of coming to grips with everything, was realizing that, because I was always like, this doesn't affect you. This doesn't affect you. Was realizing how shitty it was for people to have their favorite show not available. And, like, how much I hate when a show of mine that I watch or whatever gets canceled or isn't producing new episodes. Like, I didn't even consider that. And, like, that was a huge mistake of me, because I was like, oh, this doesn't affect you guys. This is my life, etc. But like, it is, but also it impacted my ability to do the thing that made me able to connect with all of these people. I severed those connections really quickly, and parasocial or not, it doesn't really matter. Like, it still has an emotional effect. And it took me a long time to appreciate that. And one of my return streams, because I've returned like 5 times or whatever. One of them, though, I did apologize when I finally had made that realization. That was really shitty of me to not consider it. And on one hand, I said earlier, like on one hand, it's our lives and we get to choose what we want to do. But I mentioned that there is a trade-off of being a public person, and I wasn't considering that part of the trade-off. That's something that you give up. You do give up. Give up. You add risk to any decision that you make because you might not be thinking of something, and you should be, and that's your ability to maintain the connections that you're building, and those connections are your income and they're your success, so they really do matter in that way. But they're also a person there, and their emotions matter, and a little bit of their emotion is put in your care, and when you trash it, yeah, they're going to be mad, and it sucks because you can't go apologize to all of them, and it takes a long time to realize this stuff, but it's true. And I'm sorry to everybody. Like I'm really sorry. Like I didn't think about it, but I can't undo the past. So all I can do is go forward. That's it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think I'm done with these two. I think I want to let's do this. Let's close. What time is your member show tonight?
I haven't set a time
okay.
for. I'm gonna do it. If I don't get to it this afternoon, it'll be this evening. If I don't get to it this evening, it'll be tonight.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll take a break.
I want to play this one last thing as a reminder.
Okay, so we'll go live when he does.
Sort
All
of a
right.
throwback.
Yeah, we'll go live when he
I
does.
think I'm done.
Whatever that is.
This is
what do you set the
from
time for?
June 25th. This was right before he went to the sentencing hearing. I don't know. I don't even know if I can play this. Yeah, I can, right? HRO aside. It's just about the sentencing hearing. I don't think he says anything weird.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is, again, I'm not on your show. Like I'm not in control of your show, so whatever you do is fine. It's different if you were on my show, it'd be a different story. But I am prohibited from talking about the details of the HRO case and what transpired in the hearing so far because any potential witnesses need to be sequestered. So I can't exchange information with another witness. Like you're not another witness, but there could be one in the audience. I don't know.
I got it.
So yeah, so I can't discuss any details of the HRO case as it goes on outside of naked procedural details like, the schedule and stuff like that.
Got it. All right. Well, this is not it. It just happens to be the day before he decided to take that out on you. So this was before he went to court, though. And I just wanted to remind people what that day was like.
Oh, man. I'm just sorry. I was just before the show started. I was texting with SP and trying to figure out our plans for today. And I didn't leave the conversation open, but like I ran out of time. So like I have messages and I can't really respond to them. Today's going to be, I think, for me, it's going to be the lead up to is going to be the craziest part. Like I'm very excited to just have the whole process be done. This is kind of the day I've been waiting for forever. Today is a great day. It's finally going to be over. I did see that the hearing is scheduled for 15 minutes. So it does kind of sound like we're just going to, everyone's going to read their stuff that they brought. The judge is going to, go through the sentence that we agreed to at the plea hearing, and they're going to shuffle us out of there, So the actual, like the lead up and everything of, it's kind of like everything else with this whole deal. It's like, let's hurry up and get this thing over with. And it's been almost a year. I am excited that I get to get everything off my chest today, that I get to say everything I want to say because I haven't been allowed to.
What? What'd you say?
I found my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. May God have mercy on my soul. Guys, if you don't know, the God of mercy on your soul is looking to say to people who are about to be executed.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. When I heard that, I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, he did not.
Now we're going to get 8 days in county. May God have mercy on my soul. You're not dying. Calm down.
He might be saying that later, though.
So I haven't. I get to do that today. And once I do that, like I've done for the last week or so, I will consider it all done. All feuds are over on my end. This whole last year and a half.
All feuds are over on my end. The next day takes out the HRO against Nick, and then Melton's to follow.
Not quite 2 years. this last year and a half or so is all gets to be a bad memory. It all gets to be a bad dream. And I get to move on with my wonderful, incredible life with amazing people who care about me. Again, I'm very excited to be done with the whole thing. And there's going to be people who are disappointed by today. I want to tell them, stop investing so much of your life into strangers, and then you won't have to have these feelings all the time. And no matter what you do, I know you're going to be upset. Do not come to me to work out your feelings. Just let it go. I didn't care about your feelings to begin with in this whole process. I certainly am not going to care about them once it's all over and done with. I'm just today is the day I've been waiting for, essentially. Todd, my attorney, who is fantastic. If you ever need somebody, call Todd Peterson. Todd has kind of laid out the lay of the land for me today. We're all set. Like I said, we made our deal, so there's no secret there. And now it's just, getting it all. The plea itself is in writing. That's all done. Now it's just having the judge kind of tell us what we already know. And, of course, everybody getting to have their say. Everybody getting to get everything off their chest, which I'm excited about. Also, boys and girls, if you would respect this after today is done, we're not going to talk about any of it anymore. I think it's better for everyone that it all goes away.
No, I scheduled it.
It all goes away.
Wouldn't that
Coltrane says, might see a dip in
what happened there?
viewers and donations. My work cut 10% of our workforce yesterday, and a bunch listened. Oh, no.
I love the little Chiron down here, too. The end of a painful era.
That sucks. Well, maybe I'll see an uptick in viewers.
Under no condition was this going to be the end. Like, he was going to have probation for 2 years. He keeps saying that up to 2 years. Yeah, I'm changing mine. I also have up to 5 years probation. I don't have 5 years probation. How dare you people keep saying this slanderous thing? No, but he was going to have up to 2 years probation. Anyway, it wasn't going to be over. The only person who can make it over is him, and that's what he doesn't get, is that he has all of the power to do this, but he can't let it go. He just can't.
I swear to you, I feel like either Peterson hasn't sat down with him and really explained.
Oh, that guy's retarded. You can't expect Peterson to explain anything. He's fucking dumb.
I don't think Aaron understands that he has this state sentence. I really don't. The way that he's talking, he's like, yep, this is it. When I get done with this, I'm moving on, And it's like, either he just wants his audience to believe that it's over with and he doesn't have these things going on in the background, or maybe he really doesn't know. I mean, I would like to think it's the former, not the latter, but I don't know.
So there's three types of ways you hire an attorney, right? You hire him on contingency. This is in civil cases, and that's where you don't pay the attorney and they do all the work, and then they take like 30 to 40% of whatever award you get. You see this in typically like in insurance cases where they know they're going to get some significant payout, and so they can work through a case pretty quickly and negotiate a result that's good for the client, good for them, and they're going to get paid. So contingency works out for people. It's really nice because it's access to the system without having to put a bunch of money down. Or you do a flat fee arrangement like he has said that he's done with his lawyer. And that's where no matter what happens, he's going to pay X amount of dollars to this lawyer. And then that lawyer is going to get to some place. In this case, it was pretty clear that his lawyer was paid an initial fee to negotiate a settlement if possible. And if they're not able to reach a settlement and they go to trial, there would be a subsequent agreement for another flat fee, or potentially switching to the third way to hire a lawyer, which is an hourly rate. Now, the one where your lawyers do the most thorough work is the hourly rate one, because that means that every hour they put in, they're compensated at an expected amount. The contingency and the flat fee incentivizes the lawyer to do as little work as possible and spend as little time as possible to maximize the amount of dollars they get per minute that they spend. If you're going to get $7,500, whether you spend 10 hours or 40 hours, you're going to spend 10 hours, because that means you make $750 an hour rather than like 200. And that's a big deal. Aaron's lawyer is a flat fee lawyer, and he clearly did the absolute minimum throughout all of this. He didn't seem to know that Aaron was violating. He didn't seem to know anything about it. Again, he missed the Alford versus Norgard plea, which would require only the basest level of investigation into the statutes and what the risks were. he doesn't seem to have advised Aaron effectively on how to avoid violating his release conditions, or he should have advised him to pay for unlimited bail or for unconditional bail. Like he should have done that, and he didn't do any of these things apparently. And Aaron keeps thinking he's a great lawyer. Like the dude's a phone-in DUI lawyer. What he does is he negotiates DUI, probably like typically first offender DUI charges all day, every day. He gets him the same deal all day, every day. And then he brought him in to do this. It's like, how many of these cases have you done? Any? Have you taken any to like trial? And like, this is coming from me. I only took family cases to trial and I never had a jury trial, thank God. But that being said, I only took family cases to trial. I won those cases handily, but I don't know that this Todd Peterson guy likely very rarely has to go to any sort of trial and likely rarely has to argue much in the first place. And it shows his work was awful, and his letter suggesting that Kayla just close her eyes may have actually hurt Aaron. Like that was a really dumb thing for him to say. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Well, he said something earlier. I think it was today, or maybe yesterday. I don't know. I've seen too many clips, but Aaron was saying something like, even his lawyer said that that this was just ridiculous. This having to serve these 8 days. He had never seen anything like it before. And I thought,
he didn't do these things. There's a bunch of dudes in St. Cloud jail right now for unlawful dissemination. Like,
yeah, I saw.
Yeah, if you go through the jail roster, the first guy is unlawful dissemination. In fact, there were a couple cases. I think that Girl Friday maybe had posted on the Reddit a while back, talking about unlawful dissemination and how like sentencing might go. And this was when everything was still speculative. And one of those was from Stearns County. Like it seems to be an ongoing problem, right? And it's the advent of again shifting more morality and shifting approach towards nudity and sexuality in general, and combining that with the advent of social media. And it's so easy to click on a picture and click send. Like you don't think about it at all. And so yeah, like this happens a lot. And then of course the ability to abuse somebody with their own body, which is crazy, just because it's so private to people, and they should always be in control of how that gets out. So then the ability to control them and harm them and take that away from them is so simple. It is, for someone like Aaron, it's really dangerous because he doesn't, again, Gino, Keanu, a lot of these people, there is no empathy. They don't even consider another person in any of this. They don't know how.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, let's let him finish this out.
Maybe they'll just, they got a lot of time on their hands now. Maybe they just won't have the paycheck to chip in a couple of bucks. How about that? Potentially criminal with $5. Says, will you convert to Islam or will you remain with the Aryan Brotherhood when you go to jail? I kind of think that, people kind of have me pegged as the Aryan Brotherhood type, that I would just kind of fit right in there. So you would think probably Aryan Brotherhood, right? But at the same time,
can you
your enemies know?
No one will have him.
Like, okay. Somebody's got to tell him at some point, dude, you're a fucking dork. Like, can you imagine this dude walking up to a bunch of guys with swastikas tattooed on their eyelids and shit?
No.
Walking up and be like, hello, fellow Jew haters. Like, what are you gonna do? It's like, I do a little bit of boxing to be like, dude, your arm waddle is worse than my grandmother's. Right?
Know?
Holy shit. He's gonna walk up to the yard full of Aryan Brotherhood. And by the way, like, yeah, strong Aryan Brotherhood presence in the Stearns County Jail. Yeah, in the St. Cloud prison. Sure.
Right.
Like that. But like, we don't have a huge problem with racial crime in Minnesota, like in the same way, like only when the cops kill black people. But like we don't have like these ongoing gang fights and stuff like that. So he's like, you're gonna walk up to the Aryan Brotherhood, bro. You're gonna walk up to MS-13 guys in the St. Cloud. In county there, you're gonna walk up to people who are in the same fucking Islamic temple. Like that's the problem that you've got. You've got different types of communities, and they don't look like you. But the ones who look the same color don't look like you either. Right. They're muscular and terrifying and tatted up, and they've got a different perspective on life than you. Because again, This whole like racism thing that Aaron does is a complete put on. It's a complete put on. He is not racist in the slightest. Not at all.
LARPer.
I think it was your show I was watching where that was first pointed out when he did that, and I was like, "Oh my
It's so
god!"
bad.
I mean, I know I told you guys I went to the gym with him 10 to 12 times, I think, and I never saw him touch a weight, not a single
I don't
time.
doubt it.
And I was
There was
I
only a
was-
couple of live streams that he did with the other whatever that dude's name was, the trainer guy that had the channel for a while.
Yeah.
And he was in the background a couple of times. And obviously I'm watching him because I want to see what he's doing. Like, how active are you? What are you doing? And he did hit the bag a little bit, but he got further off, like way further away from the camera. And I think he thought he might have been out of view. And he
Mhm.
was laid down on the bench and he had a couple of weights. And I swear he might have done it twice and then stopped and like stretched around and walked around some more. Went and like tapped on the bag a minute. And I'm like, bro.
I mean, I'm not a big guy and I'm not a gym rat, like not by any stretch. I don't claim to be. But I was I told this story on my live stream the other day. Coke and Molly combined give you a superpower. And the superpower is like your muscles don't like hurt ever. So you can do like unlimited, if you can do pull-ups, you can do like unlimited numbers of them. So when I was in the gym, like April would be over, like, on the squat rack or whatever. And I'd just be on the pull-up bar, just sitting there like, ooh, doing pull-ups. I had a big smile on my face. I had a great time. That's what I was doing at the gym. Aaron's like slow. He's like waltzing with the heavy bag every day, throwing a jab every now and then. I'm like, okay, good luck.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. He can talk all the shit he wants about me, but I am kind of a gym rat, and I'm always up in the gym. That's why I'm like, God, could I box Aaron? I've actually had this thought before, where I'm like, he's got like a good foot on me, but could I?
I mean, the main thing he's got is a reach advantage and some mass behind him.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyone who's 220 pounds or more, you don't want to get hit by someone that big. You really don't. Their arm alone, like his is all waddly, but his arm weighs 25 pounds. Like, fuck that.
Yeah,
You don't want to
fair
get hit
enough.
you don't want to get hit by a 25-pound hammer either, no matter who's swinging it. So
It's
like,
true.
you don't want to, like, sure, you don't want to get hit by him, but I watched him spar 20, 30 people and just get pieced up by the people he's teaching because he's so slow. His reaction time is bad, and he has no explosivity or explosiveness in his punches. And again, I'm not guru fighter here. These are just amateur observations, but they were obvious. And and he doesn't have the cardio. Like he would. I remember he would call or he'd be like, we'd all be hanging out, and he'd be like, "Hey guys, I just got out of the gym. I'm gonna come here. Yeah, I went 10 rounds today." And it's like, you went 10 sparring rounds, which are 2 minutes, and like you look like you're gonna die, like literally die. And you guys weren't even going full force, and these dudes are still just piecing him up over and over and over again, because they're faster and they're actually athletes. Scott said, and it's true, Aaron's not an athlete, and that's okay. Like, I'm not either, but he's definitely not an athlete. He doesn't have an athletic build. He doesn't have no twitch muscle in his body, not a single one, barely any of the larger muscles.
No, for sure. You can see it. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not telling secrets here. He's
He's a marshmallow.
Where you're going to be, don't be there. What I'm trying to say is I don't have to make that decision right now. So I'm going to think about it. Thank you, Dig Bix. He says, glad your case is going to be over. Take care of yourself, bruv. Yeah, I am. I'm taking care of myself. That's number one. That's the thing I would say to everyone. Block out the bullshit and just take care of yourself, because ultimately, camping trips with my children, going to concerts with my kids, trips with my family, SP and I going to Florida, seeing her after this is all done is going to be fantastic. All that stuff is real. That's the real shit. That's the good stuff. And honestly, literally everything else is complete bullshit. And if you just ignore two things happen. One, you ignore the bullshit. It usually dies eventually. And two, those who still cling on to the bullshit usually just look like desperate, crazy people. And It's
Still
really a game you win by not playing.
Mhm.
Miss Tay says it's great
love
that the onion circle jerk.
He's like talking about that while talking about this stuff. Like
Mhm.
that happened at this point. Like we were arrested over a year prior.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
this is June.
and then he would have been gone, you know, a month and a half before that. He's like, yeah, they're holding on to stuff and they just keep bringing it up. It's like, you're the one doing it, man. No one is forcing you to talk about this stuff at all.
I see people saying he can leave the state. No, this is June. This is the same day that he was at the sentencing hearing the first time. This was right before court, before he went and was violated, and then got locked up and bonded out. So this
Yeah.
was back in June.
He thought, it seemed, that because it was a gross misdemeanor that he wouldn't have the travel restriction on him. Now, I'm not sure why he thought that, but
I don't either.
But when you have probation, there is no circumstance where you have probation and you don't have a travel restriction, and the restriction's really light. I have, again, felony charge, right, and felony plea, and I was able to get my sentencing was April 18th, and I was able to get permission by May 9th to leave to go to the Hackamania.
Right.
And so, like, this is not hard. All they want to do is make sure they know where you are. That's it.
Mhm.
When I get travel permission and stuff, like there's nothing that they can do. And I've told them about some trips that I have coming up, and it's literally just get me the dates and we'll go ahead and approve it.
Mhm.
But that's because I haven't violated my release, my probation conditions. I've complied with everything probation had me do. I'm literally done other than time. And
Right.
so it's really easy for them to say yes. Now, if I start peeing and they start detecting alcohol or something in some of the tests, they probably wouldn't violate me right away. They probably wouldn't do that. However, they'd probably put me on a more rigid or a more frequent testing schedule. They'd be like, you can't be doing this. We got to talk about it. And then the next time I asked if I could go out of state, they'd probably be like, hey, I don't know, maybe not. But maybe let's see how you do up until then. That's how they approach this stuff. But you're going to be on the travel restriction. But it's really not a big deal. It's really easy to get permission to leave the state. They don't want to control your life.
Well,
just-
it's on his paperwork though. So once again, it's like, who are you lying to? Yourself? Did no one tell you? Are you not reading this? I don't get it. I don't know why he does it, but okay.
Are adding to the views and the algorithm on YouTube. Another win for the toe. Oh, are they really? All right. I know that it upsets them that I don't give them the attention they'd like, but I'm just so happy that everything's coming to an end today, that it's all done. I'm just so thrilled with that. I've made some mistakes in my life. I've kept feuds alive. I've let others keep feuds alive longer than they should have been kept alive. And I'm here today to let the whole thing die. And I'm very excited about that. Thank you very much, Walter. I appreciate that. Oh, I got lovely messages from SP this morning. I just got a lovely message from my mother and my father.
No one cares
That's
about
very
it.
kind. Everyone's like, if you need anything, if you need anything, I've talked to my representation. It sounds like everything's pretty straightforward today. I'm all set. All set. Thank you for that $70, Walter.
Done.
We
The funny thing
appreciate that.
is, can you
Just a lot of people.
Yeah.
Try not to do too much talking here, so that you can get out of
You're
this.
fine. Go ahead.
But they had the violation report.
Yes.
Todd Peterson, at least, had that violation report. And Aaron talked to him and he said, yeah, it seems like it's going to go just fine. Again, and they had the PSI results. Those are already in. When my PSI results came in and it said that the PSI investigator was recommending 30 days of jail time, I was on the phone with my lawyers for like the next 2 straight days trying to hammer this down because we had negotiated away jail time. We had negotiated it out. It was the first thing to go. I said, I can't go to jail. My mouth is appetizing. I can't do it. And so we gotta not get me into jail. And so we negotiated that away. So then they come in, they're like, oh, here's this 30 days of jail that we want to throw on there. I'm on the phone with my lawyer like trying to figure out how the fuck did this get missed, like what happened, blah blah blah. And I was there. I know we negotiated away the jail time, and for whatever reason, it didn't go from our negotiations onto the paperwork. Like, and well, I know the reason. My lawyer who negotiated that deal was sick that day, and his law partner came in, and in that mess, it got missed when the paperwork was actually drafted rather than the thing. But credit to the prosecutor in my case, she was honest and she said, yes, the no jail time was a condition that was part of the negotiation, and it was critical to the negotiation. I would not have pled guilty
Right.
without a no jail time thing, or it would have had to be something sweet in that deal. But I was not prepared to go to jail at all. And so like, but I'm on my phone with my lawyer for days to try and resolve this. He has a release condition violation and a PSI, and we'll never know what the PSI says, but I have a hard time believing that PSI didn't recommend jail time from jump.
Right.
Because the judge wanted to give him jail time from jump, but it was negotiated away. And so like for him to say this is crazy to me. It means either he's completely lying and misrepresenting his phone call, or his lawyer was so disconnected and detached that it borders on malpractice.
Right. No, I agree. And it's been like that throughout the entire thing.
Yep.
No, I agree. I agree.
People who care, just a lot of people who give a shit. It's touching. It's very nice. I'm getting DMs from strangers, people I don't know. They just, watch the show like, oh man, congratulations on everything being done today and all that. I'm like, thank you very much. I look forward to, burying the past and putting it in its proper place. That that address, or that my final speech today, is going to be incredibly cathartic. That's going to feel really, really good to give that. I'm looking forward to that today, and then
I'm really looking forward
after
to how
that.
I'm going to feel after this.
Yes, yes.
He's in the right headspace.
It's all him all the time, 100%.
That's the deal. It's like,
it's gross.
If you
at my
bury the past and
my plea hearing and my sentencing hearing, when I gave my statement was self-deprecating, not self-aggrandizing. I said,
right,
your whole life, for me, my whole life, like, teachers and mentors and stuff, they'd always said how smart I was. And I said, like, eventually when you hear that reinforcement and you also are making decisions that don't have consequences, you start to believe it. You start to believe that you are so fucking smart, but you're not. You're not so smart. You think you can outsmart drugs. You can't outsmart drugs, guys. You think you can outsmart getting caught or all this stuff. You can't outsmart everybody forever. You will lose. But like, you get into this headspace where you think you're immune because nothing has happened, because of all of these things, because everything's gone just fine. It's peachy. It's great. But it's not. It's not. It's just waiting. It's a fuse that's burning, and you just haven't gotten to the dynamite stick yet. And this is what I told the judge. I let my family down. I let my community down. I let myself down. I let everything. It wasn't about my feelings. Like, my feelings didn't matter in that moment. My apology was to the people I hurt. And the people I hurt were my family. The people I hurt were my friends who'd counted on me. The people I hurt were guys like my editor, who I wasn't able to employ in the same way because of my actions. Like, holy shit, I was dumb and hurt people. Aaron's like, I can't wait to find out how great I feel after my cathartic speech about myself. Fuck off, weirdo. What? You're not in the right headspace. And this is why, again, and these are the subtle things that go into judges' decisions. This is why the judge is giving him jail time. Right. Not that we watched this video, but it's dripping in every word that he and Todd Peterson put down, that he has no consideration for his victim. He has no consideration for the other victims, which are his daughters. You know, he treated women in a way that they are learning from. And daughters notoriously pick men that remind them of their father, better or worse. And he's teaching his daughters to be with a scumbag. And that, like, he's not thinking through any of this stuff or how it affects anybody. I don't know. For me, when I was there, all I could think of was like, holy shit, all of my decisions were so selfish, and they all came to a head right here And look what it did to my kids. Look what it did to my wife and I's relationship. Look what it did to my parents. Look what it did to my community. That's all I could think about. I didn't give a shit about what it did to me. Like, oh my God, last person on the fucking list. And like always, Aaron's the first person on his own list.
Yeah, and even now on the other side of this, it's the prosecutor has a personal vendetta against me. Everybody in the judicial system in Minnesota is corrupt. It's still about him being the victim. And it's so insulting. It's beyond insulting. That's why it's wild that he's willing to do it with a female prosecutor and a female judge on top of it and a female victim, but he does.
No, I want to address something real quick. Number
Okay.
one, Josh, Jenny Fenn says, Nick said 10 minutes ago, it was like an hour ago, but yeah, he'd go back to hedonism tomorrow. Yeah, I would go back and enjoy a wonderful monogamous time with my wife. That's what I would do at hedonism if I went tomorrow. And notice I said with alcohol, not with drugs, but like with alcohol legally, everything would be just fine. I would go do something that, it might not be your cup of tea, but I don't mind being naked around people. I kind of like it. It's, I don't know, call me fucking broken on the inside. That's fine, but I'm not asking you to do it. So yeah, I would do that. What I wouldn't do is go to hedonism and hoover down a whole bunch of fucking cocaine and Molly, which is what I would have done at the prior trips. But I wouldn't do that again. But would I go to a place privately with my wife and she and I could have a good time in peace and freedom and tranquility? Yeah, of course, 100% I would do that. But yeah, like the drugs and stuff, there's a period of time that has to be over and it's over. Like, so who cares about that? But yeah, the one is a private trip that I take with someone that doesn't harm my children. That's just us going on vacation. And it's okay, man. Guess what? I would have sex with her both at hedonism or at a non-nude resort too. Like it's my wife. I would like the same thing's going to happen at both.
Hang on 2 seconds because people are saying the mugshot's up. I've been looking. I don't see it. I keep refreshing it and I don't see it. Where's it at? Please do tell. I've been going back and refreshing and going back to the other one. I'm going to let him finish this sentence. And I wanted to show you one thing that I saw on the booking information, and then I'll run the super chats and stuff and we'll go.
You put behind you, then there's really nothing. There's no punishment today. Like, you only punish yourself by carrying on the past. But if you bury the past and you burn it and you kill it and it's done, then you just move on with the rest of your life and you behave yourself. It's really, really good. Oh, look at this. More now, more people. You got this, boss. Thank you very much. Good luck today. Now, because I mentioned it, even more people are starting to send me messages. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Walter is in the cuck chair. Yeah, there are people who want me to make fifth place the cuck chair because you're on the outside looking in. I don't know.
I guess that was it with the stupid freaking cuck chair. But this is what I noticed while we've been sitting here because I've been refreshing the page over and over. Notice how right here, the anticipated release says the 26th.
Oh no!
And that's 9 days, right? Hold on. If we count,
that's 10.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if you don't count today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.
You're supposed to count today.
Okay, hold on. M. Wills said that he sent me the picture. Why is it not? Okay, hold on.
Maybe
it's empty. Yeah, I know. Okay, hold on, because obviously I want to see it. It's blank for me. It's just the stupid gray picture. It's this.
Do you have a different browser? Like, I assume
yeah, let me
something use
yeah.
Edge or...
Yep. I'm going to that. Yeah, this. Ah! Okay, hold on. Holy shit! And I've been refreshing and refreshing. Oh my Lord Jesus. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm trying my best to get it over here because, listen, man, StreamYard has been funky with me, so I can't use Chrome anymore, and I moved to Edge. And because I've been running on Edge, I can't do it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you have to share the window instead of sharing the Chrome tab because
it's bullshit.
Yeah, I know, it's stupid.
I'm going to EVMux immediately. Okay.
Oh boy. Oh my God. Why is he wearing the shroot? What is he doing wearing that hair like that? Why? Why?
Guys, y'all, thank you so much, M Wheels 1304. I had it up, but I've been refreshing it, and there's nothing on this one. Wow, guys. I think this is a time.
When he goes up to the Aryan Brotherhood group, he's gonna be like, "Here, guys, I'm here to fix your printer settings." Like, what the fuck is this look?
I don't know. It makes me. I do want to go back through, obviously, and try to find, have the other two because it's gotten worse as it's gone along.
Opinion. I need your opinion on this.
Yes.
God, those glasses, even. Jesus Christ. He should just slick it like you're going to jail. He should just slick his hair back. To me,
I know.
Straight
He
back.
should have cut it.
Like ignore the little, like, I know you got the receding hairline, like we all, as we get older, that just happens. Nobody gives a shit. In jail, half of them are bald anyway. He should just slick his hair straight fucking back. What is he doing? That's the only way he could look mildly tough, is if he slicked his hair back and went into jail that way. Going into jail like that, like, holy shit. That's like the little brother whose hand you have to hold to cross the street when he's 36. Like, come on, man. He still has a backpack with a leash on.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, it's so bad. He's always given me like creeper vibes, like hiding behind the bushes or like, peeking through your window or something. But this one I think tops the other two even. And I guess it's the hair. Maybe it's the smile. He doesn't. God, I don't know.
Everything about it's bad. The glasses look like women's glasses. They're too small for his face. They're like a soft color, whatever, which is fine, but like, bro, you're going into jail. Don't go looking like this. It's the best advice I could give to anybody. Don't go to jail looking like that. Like, pick any other look at all. Like, you're going to be in a jumpsuit wearing that. I mean, he's in his prison clothes. That t-shirt is one I'm sure they gave him. Here, can you zoom out a little bit?
Yeah, that's all I
He looks like Bob, bitch tits Bob from Fight Club in this picture.
He does. Oh my gosh, he does. He does.
Holy God. This is terrible.
Oh God.
What is going wrong in this man's life? I thought I knew, and I can't fathom what would do that.
Oh my gosh. I don't know, but it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. Oh, mercy. Oh, Aaron.
Man, I don't know. Look, it's 8 days. I think people need to like, I know I've made a couple jokes about it, but there's some people who seem like really into the idea that he's going to get plugged in prison. Like, he's not most likely going to get anything happen to him, right? These people are in a transient place. They're not likely to waste their liberty on Aaron M. Holt, right? He's there for 8 days. The danger of county jail is full of people with poor impulse control. Like, that's the big thing. So when you start mouthing off and popping off to them, these are people who hit people in as part of their cultural upbringing. And I don't mean any particular race. I mean the culture of a drug dealing family, whose dad, every guy I was in group treatment with, when I had to go in, every one of them had a story of their dad breaking their ribs when they were a kid. Every single one, except me. My dad never hit me at all. But all of these people are raised in a culture, in an upbringing of violence. That's who ends up in jail. And then you put them all together, and largely they're fine until you piss them off because they have poor impulse control. And that's his biggest risk, is because Aaron annoys people with poor impulse control.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to get popped in the mouth from that.
Right.
I really don't think Aaron's a rape risk, honestly. Like, he's not going to be there long enough for that type of shit. And no one wants to go from jail to prison because they raped that. Like, they don't want to do that.
I agree. I agree. Well, and he will be doing thinking for a change. So that's, maybe he'll learn something through those courses. But
how much have you talked about that? Like, people haven't explored.
I did a little. Well, no, I found a lot of stuff on it. Believe it or not, I found the PDF, which was almost 400 pages long. I found a lot of videos that are online, like coursework that you can take. Mainly, go ahead.
If people don't know, it's Thinking for a Change is a 30 session.
Mhm.
It's a 30 session class, and not all of the sessions are completable in one sitting. So minimum of 30 sessions, but more like 40 to 60 sessions. This is
I
gross.
can't help myself. I'm listening, I swear, but I
No,
can't
it's
help
fine.
myself.
It's more like 40 to 60 sessions between 1 and 2 hours each. It's a lot. It's a huge program. And
Yeah.
so it's I find it funny because I had to do 80 hours of community service or whatever, which ended up being fun in the long run. Um but the things that he's gonna have to sit there and do this shit. And if they don't, here's the other thing. If you're doing cognitive behavioral therapy as a condition of your probation and stuff like that, and you don't do it and they don't think you worked hard enough, guess what? You do it again.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
send you back. They don't care. You have 2 years to do this. They can send him 4 times easily if he doesn't actually put in the work. So he's going to have to work on himself, and he's going to have progress reports. My treatment, they wrote up, the person who ran the place had to write up progress reports. We did interviews. How are you doing? How's your recovery going? And again, mine was relapse prevention. It's about as minimal as you can get. They didn't treat me like an addict. I just had to go, learn how to not be. It was seriously like, hey, you do drugs at parties. Don't go to parties. Oh, thanks. Okay, cool.
Right.
That-
Sure.
That's how that went. But they did check in on me. They checked in on my other mental health, like along with it, because you get these people do care about their clients. But yeah, he's in for it. He thinks he's just, oh yeah, it was just gonna be $50, right? No,
Yep. Yep.
no, it's
Ticky-
not ever that simple.
Ticky tack foul. All right, I'm gonna read these off real quick since you're still with me, and then close shop.
Yes.
And thank you for coming on and hanging with me today.
Thanks for having me. It's been a blast.
Keanu C. Thompson News for $1.99 says, Google this. Thank you. Just Jewel for $4.99 says, Keanu co-signs her husband saying he'll J.O. to Nick's kids. Yeah.
This is gonna
I'm sure
sound
you've heard
weird,
that.
But he did the same. He stole that joke from Melton. That's one of the jokes that everybody's mad about that with Melton. Melton said that when Aaron's daughter is 18, maybe she'll look him up, which is actually a pretty mild joke when you really get down to it. But you can see the grossness. He shouldn't have said it. And I think it's one of the few things that he regrets saying is those two sort of lines. But that one isn't a pedophilic joke. It literally isn't. It's the age of consent has occurred or whatever. But it's the weirdest thing in the world. Again, like, I can't wait to jerk off to his daughter's OnlyFans. It's like, well, if she has an OnlyFans, which I hope she
Yeah, I was getting
won't,
ready
but
to
if she
go
does,
out.
like
So,
that, yeah,
okay, if
I
they're
guess
ending
that
it
would be the
now, I'll just
point.
end the stream.
Right. It's still
So-
gross.
It's gross to
Cringe
say,
show.
but it's not a well thought through insult. It's like, I'll do the thing that has a purpose to do. Like, well, it's like, I'm going to open a grocery store. It's like, I can't wait. I'm going to shop at that grocery store. Okay. How does this hurt? What is going on here? But like, obviously I don't want that for my daughters, but like, you never know what fucking culture is going to be like.
Another thing that Gino said, though, was that he was going to do the same thing, or did do the same thing to Kayla's photo. There's been a couple of times where he said that, like, basically he still had it, that's what he was going to, I'm going to log off here and go do that. I don't know. That was equally, if not worse.
You know
really.
why? Kayla's hot. I'm sorry. She looks good naked.
Well,
Again, these are just not well thought out insults. It's like, oh, wow. I jerked off to his wife. Okay. I guess. Like, I have two.
It's not an
We're friends
insult.
now?
You're
Like,
supposed
what
to be
happens
like
here?
defending your
No.
daughter.
Don't be friends
Douchebag.
with Gino. No crossover at all. JJ says, thank you for the long show, you rock. Thank you, JJ, for hanging out.
How long was
And
this
Joshua
fucking
said,
show?
what a smug shot. That shit
6
eating grin, though.
hours. Okay, and then yeah, Rekieta comes
And
on.
then I have
Wow, what a
it's back,
fucking
back.
bullshit
This
show.
one right here.
Unbelievable.
We'll come back live.
Ghost
We'll come back again to
The
watch
only
his
person
local
I am
video.
loyal to is Chrissy. She made me her baby's godmother. And then when I had a problem with some Christian cunt that likes to call gay people fey eggs, and that bitch took the religious, zealous woman's side over me, but I have nothing else going, so I will accept it. Whip it.
Whip it. Whip it up.
Okay, I think that's it. So if you're go ahead, plug all your stuff. I guess maybe you're having a member show maybe later.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Speaking of Lady Raggets, I'm gonna go hang out with her for a little bit first, and then I'll be doing a member show this evening. I will tell the story of that
Yeah,
picture.
we're gonna take a
'Cause I don't
break.
know that anybody knows the story of the picture. It took a while to piece together and figure out what day it was, but I know exactly. Like I remember that day exactly. Some other stuff happened that helped me know what day that was. But we'll tell the story. I think it's really important because people think that that's a picture that Kayla sent or that she posed for or anything.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you there are three other people than Aaron Imholt, and none of them even knew he took the picture. So when he talks about it being consensual, that's not true. And it's a really harmful and awful thing. I've talked a lot about our situation, and I've mentioned that like nudity was frequent and common around. It's kind of not to put too fine a point on it, but it's a product of doing drugs. Like it just like you just don't care about any of that stuff. Like so, uh, the fact that anyone was naked around anyone else isn't particularly shocking. The fact that someone would take a photo of one of those people without consent is wild. So I'll kind of tell the story of that and that day up to some point, like some details you're not going to get, but that's fine. Because it's never really been told. And now it's finally pieced together and the case is over. So I'll talk about it. But that being said, I'll do that later today, and then we're gonna do cooking with Kurt. I mean,
Oh,
actually,
come on,
may
really?
not do cooking with Kurt. We may do. The other day, I stumbled across Kurt talking about how he's going to film a new version of Romeo and Juliet, but in film noir style. And he was talking about it and the changes he would make to the Romeo and Juliet story, which is it's so amazing. I can't. There's so much gold in Kurt. Kurt's channel is the greatest thing ever. It's just none of it is in his main videos. Those are all boring and trash. But it's in these like members only streams and his side videos and stuff that he does where he opens up to who he is. And it is the best content on YouTube. I encourage you to come watch. And I say all of this with maximum love to Kurt. Like none of this is, I'm not mad at him. I'm not angry with him. I don't hate him. I legit, it's my favorite show to watch on YouTube. So we're going to watch a little bit of that, in there as well. So it'll be a good time.
Fair enough. All right, well, go see Rekieta tonight, and thank you so much for hanging out with us. Go celebrate with the lady.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it as always. I'll peace out here and then let you, like you can outro solo or whatever.
Okay.
But until next time.
Thanks, man.
Peace, y'all.
All right.
Later.
Okay. So
Where's
my
the
final.
lead?
Get the.
So my final thoughts. That was boring. It was just him sitting there for 3.5 hours, just coping and seething about Aaron. It was pathetic, about what we would expect. I don't know, a couple of interesting tidbits about the homeschooling and about the kids being bullied confirmed, and how candid he was about it. Oh, sweet, am I living on? Well, how just how he was kind of laughing at his kids getting bullied. Like, what a piece of shit. Like, I was downright disgusted by that. That is like the angriest I've been at him in a long time. I don't know if we've known that he like the kids are getting bullied. It's something we were presumed, but like this is hard confirmation that it is happening. And not only is Nick aware of it, he thinks it's funny, and that's something that I just have a lot of contempt for. I don't respect that at all. I think that's absolutely disgusting. I've looked at the Kiwi Farms thread and they picked up on a couple of things I didn't. Like, I think he admitted that he actually wrote some documents that he claimed were from April at one point. So I think that's a big deal for some people. I haven't been following along with the legal proceedings that closely, so we'll have to take their word for it. But yeah, it's just 3.5 hours of coping, and about what? He's not angry about Kayla, getting sexually explicit photos leaked. He doesn't care about that. He even said at the end that oh, I don't care about Kayla. Like it's just a way. It's just a means of getting back at Aaron. That's all he really cares about is getting back at his gay ex. And it's unbelievably cringe and should be called out. And like by the looks of it, this wasn't a very popular stream, like 250 viewers. Like these are like fucking DSP numbers. I don't know who these grifters are that keep like having Rekieta on, but all of them are scum. Melton, this chick, I don't know, Miss Piggy, I don't even know her name. But like it's like anybody who associates with this retard like should be condemned by the community. That's kind of my mindset on this. Like all of them are grifters. All of them just want to leech off of his like past success and popularity. They want to build up their own channels and they'll do anything to make it happen. It is appalling. It really, truly, genuinely is. And that's kind of my take on this at this point is that like even though Rekieta has hit rock bottom, he still has a lot of enablers. Like, and that's like what matters to these people is that like, well, I can still leech, beat the dead horse, and it's I don't know what you're trying to accomplish, man. Like talking about Aaron Imholt is like the most boring thing you could possibly do. I could barely follow along with this. Like I was reading, listening to this. Sometimes I would come back whenever he said something juicy, but for the most part, I kind of like zoned out and I was reading some books, a book about the Spanish flu. I was reading Spy Family. I was reading some like Kino while this was going on. It's like, why does this keep happening? He's learned nothing. Is my take on this at this stage is that he's just a complete like bum. He doesn't work. He doesn't do anything. Like he just sits in his house all day and complains about like his gay ex. It's like the gayest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's embarrassing. I think, and that's really all this is. Like Nick is angry at being jilted by Aaron. Because Aaron is like the only person he's ever met who was able to who was willing to enable his degenerate behavior to a certain extent, who was like willing to do the wife swapping, who was willing to do all this. Like he's never gonna have that again, honestly, and that's kind of why he's so obsessed with Aaron and why he keeps doing these videos, associating with like Aaron detractors. It's just it's embarrassing. It's unbelievably cringe. And I definitely feel as if more people should be aware of how scummy Rekieta is, and like it just I don't know. It still feels like he's able to pass himself off as a normal person. Like he's just too well spoken, and people just buy into his shit, and they're willing to believe what he says for the views and the clout, but it's just embarrassing, man. Okay, so Nick's gonna come on in I don't know, the next couple of hours. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna work on my book. I'm gonna edit The Cattle Have Fangs. Might start might work on Passion as well. We'll see. But until then, we'll come back live when he does. So I'll